Yep. My people. Y'all all right? All right, so to be here. Isn't that right? Didn't have to do it, but done it again. And we here. Isn't that right? So maybe a couple of them still behind, but we here. By the Khan of Yahuwah. Isn't that right? Appreciate the booklets pressing their way on in. Isn't that right? Good to see them press their way. Isn't that right? Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah doing what he do. As always, isn't that right? Show up and make it happen every time. We just have to be willing. He's definitely somebody that's noteworthy to keep your mind on. Isn't that right? Because you're always considering, how quick your end can be in, or how quick your end can come. Isn't that right? Be here 1 minute and that thing, you can be out of here. Happen every day. Y'all see that coronavirus is still flourishing in some countries and South Korea, Japan. All those people ran over there for the Olympics. Now they stuck in the house. Can't even show up. Mr. Yahuwah show them. And they heard the sound of the teruah. They wanted to go anyway, wasted all that money, run over there and pay for them tickets. They can't be a spectator. Fly out there just to sit inside the house and why? Why you want to go to Japan right now? It's the worst. It wasn't a hot spot. These white folks that made it a hot spot for you. Just stop it. Ain't never something they doing to affect them people. Anybody be infected more than anybody be a miracle. There's a melting pot of nothing but Qatar. How all of a sudden them picked to hit all the Aswa on that side ain't over here. All of a sudden here numbers dropping, then they ain't gonna tell you the truth anyway. They gonna lie to you. Stuff everywhere. All you can do is live right. You seeing more and more people unmasking. I've been told them people about all these masks. Then they find out you got health problem when you get them on there too long, breathing in. Because what you're excreting is what the trees need. You taking from the trees. Isn't that right? Now you can't get proper oxygen, what the trees excrete for you. Isn't that right? It's in a change. So whole nature just throw it out. Then they wonder talking about global warming, everything it's out of whack. It's a system. It's an exchange, just like the bee. When the bee comes to the flower gives the bee something sweet. In exchange, the flower takes the pollen off of the bee leg. It's an exchange. The bee just can't go and take it, don't leave no pollen. That's how it pollinates. Isn't that right? The plant gives off the odor, gives off the fragrance, gives off the taste that what the bee wants. The bee lands on it. In exchange, the flower takes the pollen from the bee. Isn't that right? That's an ecosystem. That's how it works. The white man put the whole world out of whack. Ecosystem on. People don't realize talking about global warming, flooding. Everything's all whack. You ain't even breathing. You breathing in a mask. Isn't that right? So I'm just saying we're gonna cure it. He done gave us plants. He gave us what he told you. So I gave you the leaves. Yes, sir. They teach you to rake leaves up and throw them away, don't they? He told you the leaves what he gave you for the healing. He didn't ever give you no fruit for no healing. He said I gave you the leaves. You know what we never knew years ago growing up? If you pick the apple from a tree, you pull the stem and you throw the leaves away. Now we never looked at if the tree limb produces the fruit that can be eaten, that conducive. I don't know, something just came to me, you know what I'm saying? Conducive, the fruit that could be eaten. But you think about it. So if the fruit is rich and sweet, environment has antioxidants, then what's in the leaves? Which all stem from, then there's certain herbs we get, you get them from the bark. But they never taught us that. You look stupid taking them. You get sticks, you pick them up and burn them. You get leaves, you rake them up and you throw them away. But there's fruit being produced by this tree that also produces the leaves, which means some of the rich, vibrant things we need are in the leaf and some of it's in the bark. They never taught us that. See, older people, they knew. They learned how to take stuff. I mean, even with the seed, you eat a peach, you throw the seed away. I mean, we not supposed, I'm saying that, yeah. But then you got the niggas that eat the seed. Now, you ain't supposed to do that. I mean, you got to put back. You know what I'm saying? It's a system. It's an ecosystem. You can't set it. I got fun. Can't you get it? You said before, or you pretty regular? Not the last three? I just thought about it. I ain't seen Canada throw away one seed. No. But you know what? There are seeds that are rich and a lot of healing problems, just like watermelon seed. We grew up, they used to teach us don't swallow watermelon seed. Otherwise, they said watermelon seed, watermelon growing your stomach. I remember you swallow watermelon seed, you trying to get up, it ain't going nowhere. And you just keep moving. But what happens, eating it that way you don't get it, you actually have to dry the watermelon seed out. And you have to beat it down to a powder. That watermelon seed has a lot of healing properties in it. They just say, we eat them, spit them out. We spitting seeds out. Just how many of y'all remember stuff like that? I know with none of y'all young people, y'all remember the seedless. Been seeing them little white thing like cucumber seed. I never was big in them things. I mean, you ain't eat watermelon unless you pluck the seeds out. That part of watermelon. Now, I ain't learned about it. We ain't have no refrigerator, no watermelon, no refrigerator. All our watermelon get ate up right then. In the country, no watermelon make it to no refrigerator. He had a field out there. He was a dirty bastard. He was an in-law. He was a dirty bastard. He was in-law. He wasn't like, blood, like that. I ain't saying I ain't got nothing with dirty bastard blood too, but this just dirty bastard. He was just an in-law. But so we have a field. Man, you go out there, man, pull a watermelon up from there and bust that thing. You eat that thing right now. Yep. Man, you pull a watermelon right out from the field right there and bust it on. God almighty no. That's when you eat. That watermelon don't make it nowhere. That watermelon, that get destroyed right now. All that now. I don't need folk buy a watermelon this big and keep it for 2 weeks. Man, I remember seeing the store, they had like a little side of watermelon cut. I always ignored that stuff. I said, remember I buy no stuff like that. Buy a whole darn thing higher than a whole watermelon. Y'all go get a little cute little piece, cut in a bowl and wrapped up. Man, that stuff a country sin. Man, you take something like that and put it in the country. Now they will because niggas lazy in the country. Man, most folks in the country eat canned food now and canned biscuit. You couldn't make no more no canned food back then. I'll tell y'all eat canned food. Y'all didn't have them. He just thought about y'all. But see, back then, folks, it was rare you ate canned food. We had a couple of Johnny Green John in the cabinet. We had a couple of them, but we ate fresh stuff. Your pinto beans, your lima beans. I hate lima beans. No, not lima, the big, butter bean I like. Lima bean, but I hate lima beans. I hate when they too white. I can tell you like lima beans. He don't know. Butter beans I like. I learned to like butter beans. You eat them enough. If you got some potatoes with them and mix them in there together, now I'm gonna tell you some good meat. I'm gonna tell you a good eat. It's just you gotta have a spell when you eat it. You get you some of that brown meatloaf. Brown, that not the red one. Some mashed potato, English pea. Boy, I'm going to take you to the hospital. Boy, that's some eating. It cooked that thing right. Oh my goodness. It's a mashed potato. You put them English pea and roll them bad boy now. Roll them up as fast as you can. God almighty no. You got a little green one and mix them in there. You got to mash them in them potatoes. Put that brown, I can't do that. That red one, that thing, man, I'm telling you what messed me up with meatloaf. I was watching Good Time, and that woman made dog food out there. I can't eat that stuff, man. Every time I think about that. Y'all remember that time she had that dog? And JJ prayed, told him, give us this day our German Shepherd. I said, she said, you better get this thing. She said, why it's hot, it got a bite on it. I said, and it was that big lump, man, I liked meatloaf. I used to really like meatloaf. I can't really fool with meatloaf. If that episode come in here and just throw it in the trash. Give it back to put a collar on it and get it out of here. I can't eat that stuff like I used to. But there's some meals though back then in the country, well, it wasn't country. I guess it was country to me. But man, there's some eating, boy. You had some eating. Them speckle butter beans, them pretty. I ain't like them then. You gotta have cornbread with it. You gotta have color green. How many of y'all never had pot liquor? Y'all might well just go into the grave. Let me tell you, but this pot liquor. Let me tell you what you do. You take the greens when you cook them. You pour it off in a bowl. Get you some cornbread and mash it up in there and hurt yourself. Boy, you know about that pot liquor? God almighty no. Boy, you gotta get that thing, let it settle out and get that cornbread and let it sop that stuff up. Woo-hoo. Boy, that's a meal. All you need is 2 pieces of light bread to make a sandwich. That thing was real. That stuff you learn to enjoy it. You want to feel that growl up in your belly. Yeah, there was some peas I used to like. There's some peas, I mean, I said, them butter beans, not butter beans, them, what you say, them lima beans? I just didn't like it. They just too ugly. They ain't fit with the rest of the beans. They need to be a certain, it's that big abnormal white bean. It just didn't look right. Now you put them in some oxtail and cook it with the oxtail, now you're talking. Now that oxtail, that's 100. I know about that. Now if you mix them in there with the oxtail, man, that's a whole nother, we ain't talking like that. We talking about standalone. When them things come in there and coagulate together, oh my goodness. Them Jamaican do it like that. They don't fucking put it in like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ate oxtail, I harbor them 100,000%. I'm just being honest. Ain't nobody do nothing to oxtail like what them Jamaican do. I don't know what that secret ingredient with that grass in there do. You put all that front yard shit out of there, that's some good eating. When you eat it, you got a piece of grass in your mouth, all you say is, I don't want to know where they been. Because I'm still eating. How many of y'all done got that grass, you picked them that had it? You don't ask no question, for conscience sake. You don't know if they dropped on the ground, you don't want to know. Find out after you finish eating. Because somebody tell you where that grass been that you just ate, you probably going to stop. And that's $22 and some change now. I'm about to start making that vegetarian myself now. Man, last time that thing was $24, I think, man, what is it, $24? Man, look at him. Man, they used to have a restaurant called Sunset years ago in Glenwood. They bought out a restaurant called The Beautiful. Y'all remember The Beautiful? They used to be ran by a place called The Perfect Church. They don't know about The Perfect Church, do they? How many of y'all young folks don't know about The Perfect Church? Oh, they swept up in there now. They did a little damage through here years ago. They came through. They used to teach about being perfect. Be ye therefore perfect. They did teach them. Even as your Father in heaven is perfect. You tell you get rid of your wife, get you a perfect wife. Tell you get rid of your kids. Man, folks got rid of their wife and their kids. You can teach that. Yeah, get you a perfect wife. Perfect. No country slaughter. I got his wife perfect. You know, perfect. Yeah, perfect. I speak a little white too. Ain't that right? You know I'm mixed. So anyway, see my hand? But yeah, he messed up a lot of folks. Chambers. I mean that. And that rep, they don't know these folks young. Man, Chambers came through here and wiped these folks out. Messed up, he tore up a lot of homes, messed up a lot of kids. There's a lot of them folks that went there, they won't hear nobody. Because he busted up. Even the mothers now wouldn't go back to their kids. They left them. Because they believed in what he told them. He said the book said, be ye perfect, just like your Father in heaven was perfect. He tried to tell them to get rid of them wife and them kids, get them a perfect one. Yeah. Took the TVs and turned them facing the wall, unplug them, let them face the wall, then go sell them, bring the money to the church. These folks, man, that man had them folk working. Them folks, listen, that man take their check. When you get paid, he get your check and give you back what you need. They ain't believe in paying tithes. You told you, pay tithes. They said, man, you a sinner. Where your check at? No, that's how he got them. Listen, them folks cash their check, and he tell them how much they get. They keep, yeah, they want to buy a car or something. They had to go see him first. Because he had to see they ain't mess up their check. But he would teach them you don't pay tithes. Man, I know it's quiet now. Y'all, Mr. Yahuwah been yuking on us. Them folks come through here, man, these folks made a lot. They did a lot of damage. They messed a lot of people up. They had a couple other churches did the same thing. Man, all them little kids got married. A lot of them little fellas caught the kid in the head and said, made them get married. I messed some of the members, just the effect of what it did to a lot of them people. Just messed them up, man. Made them little kids get married. Them folks were minors, they were young. They went right on along, broke up later and got remarried. So they can come back there, they just took off. And now some of them on their third, fourth marriage, some of them just done all together. They just done with religion. Religion is a dangerous weapon. Whether it's used here anyway, it's just religion, period. I don't care what religion it is. Religion can be dangerous. It's just like a gun. You get a loaded gun, somebody ain't properly trained, you'll kill yourself with it. And these people that come through, and everybody haven't been honest when they come through here. They just been honest. They've been more dangerous. They've been looking at how they can make money. Because years ago, what folk don't realize, the preacher didn't make money. Preacher was getting fed. He come through. Them preachers were preaching. They would carry more than one church. They'll preach a first and third Sunday. or second and fourth Sunday. Fifth Sunday be off, and them folk were visiting church, because preachers were few and far and few in between. So them preachers were visiting, so how them folk paid the preacher, they'll feed him. He cut up, feed him, take up a little trinket off, and preacher ain't make no money. He didn't, and then these bastards got greedy, started looking at, shoot, Rev Ike came through him, Rev Ike sold that place up, boy. Rev Ike told him how to do it, but listen, Rev Ike walked through him, that's a nigga preacher. I tell him, do your hand like that. Trace out your hand, and put on every finger how much money you want, and put $10 in the envelope, saying it ain't gonna work. Write on every finger how much money you want, put it in the envelope with the money, and say, if you don't sit it with the money, it ain't gonna work. They don't know about Ike. They don't know, do they? Man, listen, Ike was selling prayer cloth. Man, Real Mike made some of my money coming through here. Before it was a Creflo Dollar, a TDJ, Real Mike swept through that place. How many of y'all don't watch Fred Sanford and Good Time? You'll hear them call Rev Mike name on now. They'll call Rev Mike name on Good Times and on Fred Sanford. Go ahead and look. They'll call their name Rev Mike. Man, Ike, that's how that Moon Man them come through. All them learned from Rev Mike. Jim Jones, he trained them. He said he didn't know they were gonna do that. That's how them churches came. That's how them white boys made that money from watching Rev Mike. They took Ike and learned how Ike was getting the money. One guy claimed one time, said he was on a plane with Ike, and said Ike was on that plane, said the plane was going down, said Ike told God, said he let that thing down, how much money he was gonna give him. And so that plane messed around, that said he praised that thing, messed around, it landed. So he told, said, Brother Ike, said, I heard y'all now. So he said, you told the Lord, said that plane land safely, said you gonna give him that money. He said, I made him a better deal just for Atlanta. I told him, I go down next time, I give him everything. they said what Ike told him. I say he made him a better deal just for Atlanta. So that time, said if it crashed, so you can have everything. Man, Ike was big time, man. Yeah, these white folk come through him, but see, the preacher didn't make no money. So now, when folks start saying this is a better profession than working a job anywhere. Because folks start saying now you get folks and you play them on faith. Start telling people they won't get into heaven, you pay to get into heaven. All they start putting a price tag on folks' salvation on here. They put a price tag on healing. Being in here, them they'll come through them folks. You don't just walk up there for free now. You ain't bringing your little sick kid up here and trump across this stage now. You and your kid paying. Yeah. Them folks in them lines, ain't that line for free? Ain't about putting no hand and blowing on you, swinging no jacket on you, nigga. Falling out there, ushers got to hold you in security. You pay for that stuff. Yeah, truth be told, I tell you, they took this now, and see now, that's why so many folks just jump up now. These just go read one chapter and start a church. Don't even have a name to it. Don't even have a purpose to it. The man ain't living nothing. Homosexual, messing with members, sleeping with kids, and who can judge? Because God accepts everybody. That's the problem. That's why we don't serve God. That's just being honest. Folk got a nerve to put a sign on a restaurant, no shoe, no shirt, no service. But all of him take everybody. Isn't that right? Don't make sense. And folk respect it. You go to, they folk tell you no mask, no entry. But come to church. Come as you are. Stay and leave worse than what you were when you got there. That's the danger part of these places. See, you got to know the history of why these people mess so many people. You'll find people say, well, I ain't religion. I don't believe religion. It's not without reasonable. It's not without a reasonable cause. It's just the fact that people have done so much damage to people. You know what I'm saying? And they manipulated people in what they've done to them. So a lot of people still hurt this. Some people heard other people's story or they saw somebody else. When it come down to it, it's a decision you got to make for yourself. I tell everybody, listen. When you sitting down, you being taught, you gotta make sure you understand. Yeah. That bottom line, you can't. I'm trying to see, do you have it? No, I gotta make sure I get it. I can't help you do nothing until I get it right for myself. Y'all gotta know what you come for. Make sure you get to understand, you get a comprehension, because the decisions you make gonna determine where you spend eternity. Isn't that right? None of us have died and gone to the grave. We still among the living, but eventually we going now, and it is your call. Our expectation that if we do this thing according to what Elohim had prescribed for, our goal is the Zerach, which is the resurrect. And it's not hard. Everything we believe in, we can understand from nature. Yep. And that's the problem with a lot of what people tell you. Nature doesn't even agree with it. It's just like when he talked to a man about his hair. What did he tell him, a man, to a teacher? Nature ought to teach them. So how we gonna come along now and nature has no bearings on what we do? If nature gonna teach me my hairs are shame to me, how nature ain't gonna teach me or wrong me to sleep with another man? Man sitting there all that gut hanging out his butt. You know good and well ain't nature teach you that's wrong. Man, when you came like a screwball, snatched all your testicles out your behind. No good and well, same thing with a woman. No good and well, nature teach her better. Sitting there, no good and well, ain't got no business doing the bare mouth. Ain't no teeth in that thing. Y'all all right? But see, he just tried to show you something. Nature rejects certain behavior. That's why I punish them. That's why they look the way that you tell them. They look beat down. Holmes said, there ain't no way in the world, man got to be beat down. Y'all all right? That hole is an exit. Ain't that supposed to go in there? Maybe an enema. If something ain't working, you shoot a little enema in there. That's supposed to be it. Get a wash rag around there, get around that, the central parts of it. But if you got that white claw and you lost it, you ain't go down there and tell them, I done lost the white claw. You need to go get sewed up. Get that cloth out there first. That cloth ain't the first entry either. No, sitting there white, we done lost the whole watch cloth. Sit around there, looking around there where the watch cloth and can't find it. No, good and well ain't your first time. Got right in there. Somebody got to teach it to them. So we got to come back and fix it. And get our people to a point of realizing, first thing we got to do is fix these bad behaviors we got, fix society. It messed up, man. Fix these homes so we can fix the neighborhood. Fix the neighborhood, you fix the community, then you can fix the city, you can fix the county, and then you move on to the state, and that thing, no, you fix the nation. Ain't that right? It start at home. And I got to start putting the right protocol in the home and teaching these kids, teaching these women, teaching these men how we got to operate to fix it. A lot of stuff folks don't know. Home cooked meal. Let me tell you what ain't a home cooked meal. Spaghetti, cheap, quick, throw together. I mean, inside when you just, spaghetti good, you can't eat that stuff no 9 days, no week now. Someone looking at and got hit. That'd be your day you burnt. You like, I got to just get this in here. I ain't got time. I'm saying like that, but you can't push that spaghetti off now for no 9 days now. 7 days in the week, 9 days. You can't put that, ain't no home cooked meal. Man, you go down and see, everybody say, oh, spaghetti, you. No, good and done well, your mom can't make no round spaghetti, that junk come out of a can. Spaghetti supposed to be long noodles. You supposed to pick up one and slap a nigga, wrap around his neck, and pull him over to you. Ain't that right? Yeah, this stuff, yeah, you can't do that stuff. That stuff that's like fried, you get it close to the end of the week. Let me tell you that stuff. Sunday, it supposed to be your biggest meal. That's how we came along. Sunday was your biggest meal. Or you had that roast, collard green, have all your stuff together, that'd be your Sunday meal. That's Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, you cook something up for Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you might ease in some on a Thursday, because you ain't trying to mess around, because Friday, you got to have that McDonald's on that table. You want to keep, if there's going to be peace on earth, we got to have McDonald's on that table come Friday. Our Friday consists of you can get McDonald's, you getting church chicken? No, that's Saturday. No, that's Saturday. You cook it when the church sell it. Friday with fish, I can tell you. I can tell it off. I can tell it off on the day. It was Saturday off for fish. You cook that on Saturday. Cause you cook that fish frying, the whole house popping. Listen. All that stuff we had, listen man, my mom cooked fish, the grease pop, you had grease up on the ceiling, just drip. We did that thing be frying so hard, listen, your ceiling had the brown grease pop, I thought it was decoration up there. Boy, we cooked fish, you stay here, that thing's a pop, that thing will hit you. Man, that grease you to whoop you in the game, that's when you cooking fish. You had to stand back in front of the stove and say, pop, that thing burnt me. You still hanging out with it. That new cooking now, you don't get burnt. You gotta get that. Y'all still gotta get some burnt spots on y'all. That was Saturday, and then that later on that night, my mom she getting that Sunday dinner cooked. Gotta get it cool, getting out. Come Sunday, pull it back out, throw that thing in the oven. Yes sir. That'd be that Sunday. Ain't that right? I miss Jesus. I ain't go to church, but I ain't met that Sunday dinner. Ain't that right? I ain't always see Jesus, but I seen Sunday dinner. Ain't that right? That thing was real. Let it be real. Everything you cook for Sunday, let it be real. Ain't that right? When you cook your roast, let it be real. You know me, Malcolm. Yeah, that was serious stuff back then, man, I tell you. But see, we had that little custom, something that held us over. You know what I'm saying? All our meals weren't that healthy, but it made a difference when you cooked and you had that system in the home. Now, everybody eat different times like that. We got to try to start putting back a protocol, but that stuff we lost now. See, some of us grew up where the family ate together. There's sometimes we remember my mama cooking and sometimes she said, all are gonna eat together. I'm like, what? Sometimes she'd cook and she'd put it on the table and say, we're gonna all eat together. You saying, what done brought this on right here? I'm trying to eat and go. All that watching no TV. Well, no TV in no dining room. You had to sit there, you had to eat, and you talk, whatever. Now you got a TV now, you might well go into your room. Now everybody get their plate, go to their room. It is unchanged stuff. Everybody, let me tell you why we got different behavior. It with the husband and wife. Folk, we need to watch stuff together. Look at mom, because somebody watching some old Love 16 and the wife acting funny, because somebody done got cheated on TV who she liked. Now then the nigga, he mad because one of the cowboys done got shot. So now both of them pissed off with each other. Because the cowboy done fell in love with some old dirty woman. So both of us just angry and pissed and hostile with each other. We got to start watching stuff together and try to put the home back. These kids need to grow up eating. Y'all watch cowboy movies? That's on y'all childhood messed up. You watch cowboy movie. What's your favorite cowboy movie, Alec? That's what I thought, Joker. What is it? Western what? I know it. Think of another one. Yeah, y'all need to watch. That's how I grew up. I had to watch, man. My daddy locked that TV down. You'll learn to watch it. And you better not talk either. His favorite cowboy coming, but shut your mouth. He watching Matt Dillon. He watching the other boy, gun rifleman. Chow, 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 chow. You say, hell, we need to load the thing up. You can't shoot every show and never load up nothing. I remember a little white boy, his son name was Mark. That daddy going, he looked like a racing crowd. Like he'll kill every nigga he see. His face looked racing. When I seen him on Roots, I said, I know he'll kill a nigga. Yeah. That's the same one from Roots. Y'all remember that? Yeah. He not racing? No. Why not? He played baseball with Jackie Robinson. Oh, thank you. That ain't no. I don't believe that. Huh? Chris don't know what he talking. What he say? What happened? I can't hear you. See that he played for the Cubs. Chris talking about he stuck up for Jackie Robinson. He probably robbed Jackie Robinson. Luke McCain, what was the name? On the show, was it Luke McCain on the show? Can't remember his real name, but yeah, all white people. Chuck Connors, that was his name. I want to say he played that other Incredible Hulk. Chuck Connors, he looked like that one. You remember that? You had them two Incredible, that old man crap. That was Chuck Connors. That wasn't Chuck Connors. You know what I'm talking about? I know what you're talking about. Dave, you remember that other Incredible Hulk, Dave? Y'all remember the time the Incredible had them two Incredible Hulk? What that Chuck Connors? And he turned look like Chuck Connors. Pull it up, let me see who it is. Put it down. Find the two Incredible Hulk. I got to get ready and go, y'all. I just want to see. How many of y'all don't remember the Incredible Hulk when there were two of them on now? The old joker, he just wouldn't leave him alone, trying to find out how to turn into an Incredible Hulk. Old white man. He's like, I got arthritis. He jumped in there and got it in the house. Balls a mess too. Y'all get ready. Hold on, before we do that though, we gotta get rid of because we got Kudash, which is the Yari. The Yari came at 8:15, 16. So we gotta get ready to sound the Kato Sarah. The shofar for the Yari. So we'll go ahead and get this out where they get that Incredible Hook together. I'm getting a little water. We're going to get ready to go down there and get a drink of water. I'm trying to think. Well, how'd you guys get an Irma shirt from in Japan? You got them things over there, do this. Oh, goodness. Give me a minute, Robert. All right. Most High Kudash Abba, which is separated, Father. Hadu, which is thanks. All the Tudah under you, which is a thanksgiving for what you've given us, Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one. We ask you to baraka us, which is bestow a gift upon us, to open our understanding that we might understand the Kitabim, which are the writings, the scriptures. Asking you to purify us by your Debar, which is your word. Ask you to barak Jerusalem, which is the city and foundation of peace. Barak the Berith that you Shabbat to the Abbas, which is the covenant that you vowed to our fathers, that you will blot out all our Kata and our Ma'al, which are our sins and our iniquities. Ask you to barak your Shamaim and your Sabut, which are the heights expansions where you dwell, and your armies. Barak your Ra'ah, your Malaki and every Malkum, which are your shepherds and your messengers. Barak those asses palau with them and for them. Barak the out-of-towners, those that support your Dabarim, those in war-stricken country, disease and pestilence, those behind prison walls and bereaved. We ask you to barak the married, the single, and the separated, those gone astray and those taken from us, especially our young adults and our benin, which are our children, that you recover them and be a keeper to those that are here that we lose none. Ask you to grant us to be of a like lob, which is of a heart. Ask you to transform our lives that we might know you, which are our minds. Asking you to allow us to operate in your Ruach HaKadosh, which is your spirit of separation, that you might halah us, which is guide us into the Darak, which is the way, into the Arak, which is the way of life, and to a Beth in your everlasting Malkuth, which is a home in your empire. We yakra upon you, which is called upon you, for no other help we know. We yakra to you, asking you to make us stable, to make us affixed, to make us that we don't veer or turn or move away from that which you yakred us unto, which is that you called us unto. We ask you to let us not make you ashamed. We ask you to grant us that our ahab, which is our affection, our love, that our yara, which is our fear, and that our aman, which is our belief, and our amunah, which is our stability and our support, is talmim in every way, which is perfect before you in your paini'u, which is your presence. As we prepare to move further, we palau, which is we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praises, you get the kabud, which is the glory, and the kabad, which is the honor, in the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let us all say, Amen. Yes. Whew. All right, we're gonna. I had got a call from early when I was in. Well, I got a call earlier. I was turning a phone call. I apologize. Listen, if you call me and I have not called you back, do not think I have forgotten. I forgot. But I ain't forgot. I forgot. But I'm not forgotten. I can forget. Just don't forgetting. When you forgetting, then you might not be able to get back. Best incredible hug ever. Everybody, I'm not respecting these folks. No. These people, this is a disgrace and a shame. Ed Norton, disgrace and a shame. I don't even know this man. This is Lou Ferrigno. If you're not Lou Ferrigno, hang it up. Ed Norton need to stick with telling lies and killing people and going to jail with Richard Gere. He wasn't on Fracture. That wasn't Fracture. You think about what you call it. Yeah, he was gone. Eric Bonet, he did on something else. Bill Bixby, yeah. This is Lou Ferrigno before he get pissed off. Everybody got an alter ego. Can you imagine if Luther... That's him, Chuck Connor. Now y'all tell me y'all don't remember that incredible. Well, my somebody stole my staff. Yeah, I was checking. Let me see him again. Y'all don't remember that? How many of y'all don't remember that Incredible Hulk? For real, that's the old man when he cut the food. He wanted to be the Incredible Hulk so he could feel better. Well, don't worry about it. That's Chuck Connor. That ain't Chuck Connor. Who is this? Find out who is this masked man. Because I don't think he was Chuck Connor, because he was just as tall as, he was just as tall as Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno never won Mr. Olympia. He made that money right there with Incredible Hulk. You know who kept him from winning? And how Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's right, Arnold Schwarzenegger lied to him. Arnold would lie to them jokers and tell them what to do to win and mess them up. See that? White man, how you think he gonna beat you? He lied to him. Ask him how to do something, he'll get on the wrong exercise, mess him up. That's how he beat him every time. He just went on, got pissed off and just turned he ripped their clothes up and they said, action. They just started making moving. Find out you been lied to by the Terminator. Let's say, right now. They just slide back over. Oh, you trying to find who the man is? Slide it up, go up. Then I see Incredible Hulk try to break out a cage. That joker there, boy, listen. Lou Ferrigno did something for us in the 70s. Had him, that joker rip his clothes, rip that shirt, that joker do that number there. You like, that's the Hulk right there. I had a dream that bastard was chasing me, but that was horrible too. I just did get away, man. I just hope that nigga don't never come back in my dream. Boy, it's hard to get away from that bastard there, boy. How you get away from that joker? That joker run, what, 70 miles an hour? Now, Dave, can you show them, do me a favor. Can y'all pull up the Incredible Hulk jumping? Let me see the, you remember that? Let me see that. I'll tell you what somebody told about this one. Somebody seen, yeah, let's see that. Somebody seen this. What's up?
New intelligent 4x4, whatever you're into, it can help get you west. The all-new Nissan Pathfinder.
Y'all see that? Look at that. Look at this now. This man jumping in the countries. Do y'all know Dave say he seen some deer jump like that? Look at this man. This man done jumped on a whole nother planet. Look at that. What deer you know does this? Look at this, a deer. They say, yeah, the deer jumped like the Incredible Hulk. That's enough. That's wild out. Yeah, I just had to see it for myself. Now that we don't believe you, Dave, it's just hard to believe it. All right, we're going to start. This is Romans 15:4. People ask us again what we use. This particular version we use is called the Beth Mashiach. You can go to the website.com. This is not ours. This is what we pulled, and our goal with using this is to try to get back to the origin of where things happen or derive from. For us, we're people that kind of caught it, we caught it in kind of a bad situation, but I think in a sense, in a way too, it's kind of in a tube situation, a good situation. For the fact, Christianity is not something I'm embottled with or something that I'm interested in or trying to find out about, been manipulated with that. So it gives me, I think, more of a drive to want to know the truth. Once you find out you've been lied to and you've been bamboozled, been sold a bag, a bill of goods, and now it just makes you sit down and let's just kind of look at where things originated from, what was the communication, or what's the intent. How did I see again? The way I try to look at it when I read is not from a Western standpoint. I think that hurts us. No, I don't think it. I know it hurts us. Because when you got a Western standpoint or a point of view on how they view something, it tends to taint the original intent of how it was proposed. For white people, it has to make a white logic for them to accept it, and they give it back to you to make you kind of rule under it. Versus, we have to look at it from how they saw it, and it was a simplistic way. It was a way in which those things that he gave them that they used were things that they were accustomed with. So when he spoke to them, or he communicated with them, it was based upon what they know. When white people gave us Jesus, we didn't know nothing about Jesus. No way to make us know about it because he didn't exist. They spoke to us and they gave us lies. It wasn't anything we were familiar with. You know, what we were familiar with, we were a musical people, as they'll call us. We're a compassionate people, and we're forgiving people simply because we're made in the similitude of somebody. Make no mistakes, when we angry, we'll destroy something. So will he. But he'll come back and he'll make it good. You know what I'm saying? He'll come back, if he can see, he'll come back and he won't stir up all his anger, and he'll come back and he'll make it good. Y'all got it? So we have a lot of the characteristics of him. It's some people, he said, well, he's done with them for life. And we have that same type of behavior. If I'm done with a person, I tell them, I'm done with you for life. I don't never have to see you again, talk to you, I don't want to view you. I'm just done. You just wasting time. But you know, that's because the same way he was with them. There were people he got rid of, he was done with them. Even when it comes to Asu sold his birthright. Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. And you know what the book told us Asu did? He sought repentance. How? And what did he find? Boy said he couldn't find it. Yahuwah was done with him. He gave it up. So, you know, that's something we had to consider, how important it is to have the position he given us, to have a birthright. You know what I'm saying? Because he gave his up. Simply because he saw something else, and people will come back and they'll be remorseful, and people be repentive, and people will try to see what they can do to get it back. But once you test certain standards or certain connections he set with you, you can't get that back. He couldn't get it back. No more than Adam could get back in the garden. So you know what they teach those of us that found Rekhan, that found Khan, which is C-H-A-N, Khan, which is favor. Simply because, and it's undeserved favor. Somebody give you something, you say, you know what, I don't deserve this. Yes, you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving it to you because I've given you this favor. I know you don't deserve it from you, but from me, it's me showing Khan. I'm giving you something more than what you've done. Y'all got it. So it's a favor that's given to it. Y'all got it? And we have to understand that. And that's our goal, to try to understand and embrace everything he's allowed or he's given us. And that's what we hadn't done. You'll learn words, learn enunciation of word, but you got to become familiar with the characteristics, you know, that's associated with it. That makes sense? All right, so let's look at the point. I'm sorry, did I hit you, sweetie? Let's look at, this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Listen to the book.
For whatever Nik Katab before.
For whatever was for Nik. Here, Nik, they put it as N-I-K because you're dealing with the Nakud, so they're going to put an I sound, put an I type here, Nik, for was. And again, Nik does not mean was. This is something we have to understand too, that we've talked about briefly, but we talked about. Anytime you translate something, you lose something. Okay? You can't translate without losing. You just cannot do it. It's impossible. Don't ever believe these people say you cannot translate verbatim. You're gonna lose something. Because you're putting in the language, a lot of time, now we deal with disciplines. Certain disciplines are being broken. All right, certain other disciplines are being followed. You breaking some of our disciplines to do some of the stuff that you do if it's from them. They got certain disciplines they're not gonna break. They're gonna try to make us adhere to. A lot of these words we read like the English, to say that Nik means was, I really would be telling you something wrong. This will be the closest word they had for this. Okay? Because remember, all this is English. We don't have any of this. We don't have nothing, we don't have teach. We don't have it. We have the lummet. Let me see for a second. Hold on. My fast, come on. Get up. Come on. So you know what I'm doing? Now, you didn't know which way to go when I said come here. You saw how this moved you and guided you there. That's what they'll look at teach. I instructed him. And I used what we would call the lummet, which is a shepherd's staff. Okay? So with this, there are certain things I could do. If he did something I didn't like, I could chastise him with it. Now, he would know that's something he didn't like. And you know how he's going to know that? Because he was taught it. Y'all got it? Because the lummet. So we don't have words like teach. They understood how the lummet operates. It's used to guide. It's symbolic. Right? You go, let's go. Okay, stop. See, with me, this letting him know not to go past this. This is his limit. I'm teaching him with this. Y'all got it? So that's how we understand the lummet from the way we operate and we see the lummet. This is how it operates. If he was inside of a hole or something, the lummet, because it curves over, I could take it and pull him out. Y'all got what I'm saying? So it's a help to him as well at what it does. So we look at the lummet. They'll use teach, and with teach, we start teach, reach, each. Start taking this down here, and teach is each. Then you start playing all these little verbal games. I appreciate you. Then you start playing all these little word connect games that they play. But we're trying to get back to understanding it the way they understood it. Because it was plain and it was given to them. Remember, the whole purpose was so they wouldn't, say it louder, error. You know how error come on? If there's a miscommunication, then we're going to have an error. Y'all got it? You're going to error when you don't understand something. You're going to error when something's not clear. That's why he went over it, giving them certain things that solidified. If I told you to go do something, I told you to go do something at 2 or 3 witnesses, then you established it. That's how we learned it. That's how we've been. That's how we know it was of him, because we went by 2 or 3 witnesses. We made sure when he gave them the 10 commandments, they'll mark, right? Commandments for a mark. Not only did he give it to them and they broke it, he came back and gave it to them again to solidify it. He told them to go back up. He brought Mushah back up. And you know what he wanted to do? Write the same thing again. It was solidified them. They broke it, but it didn't change. That's right. He want to make sure they're established. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, that's how it's been established. That's why when we do certain things, we make sure we have a second, what we call like, people do, they go to the doctor. They say you have some, whatever it is, just some critical illness. Typically they'll tell you, say, if you want to, you can get a second opinion. Or some people they say, well, okay, I'll tell you what you say, but I'm gonna get a second. How many people for me when people get a second opinion? Then why people don't do it? They got it from the word. That's how we were supposed to believe. At the mouth, now a second person tell you that's separate from that person and give you the same information. You say, well, I guess I got it. Y'all got it. But what we did with Christianity, we took one person's opinion. They said, well, I heard other preachers say they was only repeating the same thing they heard. They ain't have no facts to it either. They didn't want to go no further. Christianity is easy. It's for lazy people. It don't really give you no responsibility. You can just sit there and pray. Listen. Shalakabata. Now, everybody here, let me tell you something. What you heard, that message was for you. My blessing on the way. What did he say? I can't tell you. That was for me. People lie. People lie. Simply because they don't want to be left out. The man just said, when you heard that, God said, and you look around for something, oh, Jesus, I was waiting, I need that. Start crying, you saying, Now you got to fake something like they faking it. You know you're telling a lie. Y'all got it. So that's what we're trying not to do. We don't want to live a life of lie. We want to live our mind. We want to live the truth. We just want to do something we didn't get an actual opportunity to do. Get an understanding and know what's being said and know Elohim so we can have a relationship and not fabricate a relationship. They fabricate, all their religions are fabricated relationships. First of all, they got you thinking he spoke English. That's a lie in itself. I mean, okay, because they're going to play games. So you saying he can't speak English? Well, your mama doing it. Isn't that right? I know their mama spoke donkey because you an ass. Isn't that right? No, if nothing else, I know she spoke donkey. We're not saying he can't, but I'm saying the communication that was verbalized, communicate with them was not English. English is one of the newest languages of all the languages.
Yeah.
So these are things we had to start looking at timelines, what actually happened, because what makes what we're doing right or different than anybody else is doing? You got people that's made up religions out of nowhere. They had them start making them up based on other planets. One guy told me, he said you could go to Mars. He said the first pharaoh, his picture is, his face is imprinted inside the planet. All I'm trying to figure, nigga, when you went to Mars? You work at LA Fitness. The man convinced me he went and saw, he said something, you can go see it. I'm trying to figure, nigga, you saw it? The man, listen, the man spoke it the way if I was stupid, I'd believe. The man said, you can see it. He said he seen it. On Mars, right here. But see, because you know what happened? You leave open for people to realize once they find something wrong, then they can make up their own stuff. I ain't trying to make up nothing. Because people wrong, that don't justify me because other people wrong to make up something. That's stupid. Why not just find the truth? Well, they made up something. They don't make up something. Then now you're a part of the problem and not the solution. That makes sense? Okay. So let's make sure when we're reading this, I want to be clear. To say these words mean this is not going to be correct. Okay? It's not going to be correct. These are English words. These are the closest word they had to render to what these say. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I just want to be clear now. So please don't go say, I said that every one of these words are the same word. It's for. No, this word is what they're rendering for this. That makes sense? This is what they're rendering. They're rendering these words for what you're seeing here. This, the Aubrey language, are not these words. Are we clear? I just want to make sure you understand. Don't ever sound stupid. And you will sound stupid if you tell somebody that these are the exact words to this. That's how they convince you. In that case, let's not use that. Let's use this. See how they're going to get you? They duke you in. And you'll be right back to Jesus before you know it. All right, let's see. Now, from what they're saying, for whatever was
Nikatab before Nikatab for our Lamed.
to teach us, to instruct us, and to guide us. Okay? You go to a guidance counselor so that
we, through endurance.
See that? Endurance. First thing we think about is patient. Person under medical care, a person that just sit and wait. When you're enduring, you're going through something. So we're talking about, when we look up what endurance we talked about is going through something and not giving way. That's a difference. So endurance makes a difference when you look at it versus just patient, because we're looking at we're going through something and we're not giving way to it, okay? Not giving opportunity to fall to it. And through Nakum, which is what they're running for consolation, of
the Ketubim,
of the writings, we
might have your call.
That's what we're looking for, your call. Now we're going to look at the Abari, Alabeth. Good is periodically to look at this stuff. It's good to look at it. Just so we don't ever forget. For those watching in, there are several and many charts. Every one of these charts are not the same. They don't all render the same. This particular one is one I use. Okay? Looking at this chart, we'll just go across. This shows our first line, showing us the early, which is the ancient, the middle, which is the second writing style they use, and the last, what they call the late, which is referred to by some as the modern, okay? So the modern is the last script, and this is an Aramaic type writing, Aramaic type writing, okay? These are the shorted names to them, which is short, the all for the Aleph, they put the L. That's what they do for Superman was called the son of Joel. Isn't that right? They tried, how many of y'all watch Superman, they call him the son of Joel? Did y'all watch that? They would tell you he was the son of God.
That's right. That's right.
So you probably didn't know it. But they should have been looking at his mama because he was a son of a, we'll talk about that later. Right. Yeah, but did I say that? No. Mm-hmm. So the Aleph, okay, which they told you is they'll call the ox head, okay? Which don't make sense that the Aleph and it's an ox. They run the ox because this is some white people want to get you back over to. Then they seduced us over there. We talking about cows. Nobody know what cows are. Okay, these cows that we have over here, do y'all know these cows don't exist nowhere else? Over another, no, cow, all the animals have horns. That's here where they do that. They have horns everywhere else. Do y'all know for a lot of people that come here, they never seen one without horns. It really baffles them on how do you have the animal they don't have any horns? It's because they genetically modify and make them, just like they do us. So now what you gonna say? It don't exist because you don't see it. So I show it to you. It do exist, you see it. But what you don't know is I modified it. I genetically modified this animal and then gave it back to you and showed you. So now you see it do exist because you can see it. Just because you see it don't make it real. So if you see a man dressed up as a woman, he a woman? But he looks feminine, don't he? Mm-hmm. He has all the characteristics and the wig, right? Have y'all seen that before? Men dressed up look like women? Have y'all seen that before? Did that make him a woman? You see it. So you can see things that aren't true, correct? That's what I try to teach y'all. Don't let people make a fool out of you. That makes sense? You can see things and they still not be true. Like good white people. So, all right, look. So now when we look at this, let's stroll across. The significance of the olive head was that they knew it was strong. This is one reason why they plowed with it, because it was strong and it had power, okay? Also, they saw that it was a leader. So when we reference the olive head, we look at strength, power, a leader. Not only these are just some of the short, quick definition. When you look at a leader, you can't be a leader unless you have followers. Now, an olive can lead about 100 or thousands. Did y'all know that? Even some people brought that up when they came to Dawood and Shaul. They talk about how Shaul slayed hundreds and Dawood slayed thousands. Because both of them was Malaks, which means they was like the emperor. They had the olive head. These men could lead. So when we start looking at people and we start looking at the olive, we were familiar with the characteristics of the olive and what the olive could do. And I know these are things you guys know, but I don't ever want you to forget it because these are disciplines that can't be broken. They teach you how to do syllables when you sound off words. If you're not familiar, break it down, you start to sound off certain things that are familiar with you to get you to actually capture the pronunciation or the enunciation of a word. Well, we look at this because we look at this is how we group to come back to what we do. So we always want to go back. This is our syllabus. We want to go back and always remember this. Okay, let's slide across. That's the Aramaic writing. We got this in captivity when we started writing. You need to know your history. We learned how to write like this when we was in Babylon. Okay, in Iraq. That's why we learned how to write like this. Okay? The olive, and then it got sound solid, center solid. We come on, what is the Greek? The Greek, yeah, Greek. So you know the alpha, then you know the Latin has your lettering. Okay? Now you eat that soup. Lancaster sent some cereal over on a picture, alphabet soup, which will tell that was Greek. Can't have. So we were eating Greek cereal. But just lettering, that just show you they look similar, but they're different. This is the Latin. The Latin don't have alphabets. The Latin, they have ABCs. The Greeks have alphabets. And these are things that we'll go back and we'll look over because you're gonna need to learn this too. We'll learn, they have the alpha. Tell you about the alpha male and all these different things they have. It's gonna be important for you to learn them because these are things that your enemies use against you. You see today, we don't pay attention whether it's the Greek alphabet or whether it's the ABCs. You know what I'm saying? For us, it don't make a difference. This is what I'm saying. But they have a difference when they write, and they know that. Mm-hmm. It's certain time they write, they understand whether it's Greek or Latin. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what hurt us, okay? Just like when they do spelling bees. Today they had a young Shakur, young girl that called Black. She won. First time a black person ever won the spelling bee. Mm-hmm. She won it. And which means you had to be familiar with origin of words. So when they give you words, you might spell them because you're hearing it, but they start looking at the origin.
Right.
What's the origin of where that word come from? Because although you're hearing it and you'll try to keep your English discipline, that's actually a word that's not English.
Right.
So it's spelled differently.
Yep.
So you have to be familiar with cultures. You got to be that familiar. And see, you know what? That's how well-rounded you got to be successful out here. You know, we basic. You don't spell from an English standpoint. You don't enunciate from, you still call it Mexico. You know the danger part? Nobody in Mexico calls it Mexico. No self-respecting Mexican tells you he's from Mexico. It's Mexico. But because you're American and your discipline, what is it?
Mexico.
Mexico. Just got back from Mexico. They laugh at you. So that's because you're not familiar with enunciation, how they spell. They spell one with a J. You'll put a W. Because you think about a one, some magic. So it's important to understand origin, where things come from, and how people do certain things, because now you start dealing with customs. When Shaul, who they call Paul, told Timotheus, who they call Timothy, or Barnabas, born of the Nabaims, or born of what they would call the prophets, he told him that he was knowledgeable of some things. Who know what it was? Say what? The Kadash scriptures. What'd you say? With his way of life. What he told him? He thinking about it? Michelle said, please don't get it wrong. The baby looked and said, Dad, we still trying to figure who messed their meat up. Please get it right. He's exactly right. We'll look at something right quick. See if that Barnabas, they'll call it the second Timothy is what they'll call it. But it's called, his name was Barnabas. Timothy would be the Greek name. Barnabas, which they will say born of the prophets. That's 2 3 and 10. Let's see what he told him. How about that? I know a lot of y'all don't see the importance of why we look at this stuff. But just based off of what we saw at all right, 2 Timothy Barnabas. All right, let me see 9. Okay, we'll go ahead and listen.
But they shall proceed no further.
He said they shall not continue to succeed. For
Their folly shall be manifest unto all unashamed.
shall reveal to all. What? So how's it gonna be revealed, y'all? By our or. He's right. Anytime that you can see something or something is clear to you, that's considered to be our or. That's how they understood it. When they see something and it's clear and it makes sense to them, that's our or, what we call light, okay? Because light is actually, the definition for light means to make clear. Sometimes people, they say, child, I can't see who that is. What they say next? Come in loud, cut the light on. Cut the light on, because I can't. Oh, so guess what happened? The light came on, now it's clear. So he just told them that they're manifesting that, just like that. He said, but they shall not to continue. For us goes back to where? The noon, which is the seed. That seed has to grow. When it goes in the ground and it embellishes, when it flourishes, then it's succeeding, because now it's bringing in a new crop, which brings a new era, which is producing seed again so it can continue. But now he just told you, but they shall not continue, noon, to succeed. That's the purpose of the noon. Because you have a seed, you can plant it, then it continues to go. He's telling you, I'm going to stop them from flourishing. You have to look at things the way they saw it. Okay? So that means I'm going to cut them off. So if it takes a seed in order to continue, and you just told me that they shall not continue to succeed, then you're telling me you're going to cut them off. I'm going to take away their seed. Okay? For their folly it's going to be revealed, which means I'm going to make it clear to who? So the only way it's going to be, then it's going to have to be clear. I'm going to have to use, it's going to be a form of light. where people are going to be able to see this. I'm going to let people see them not continue being cut off. And when people see that, it's going to become clear to them. Through that behavior, you can't be successful. Okay. As those unashamed also
became.
Let's see what happened. Let's back up. Let's see what happened to them. Verse 7. How about that? Because now he just told you, as those unashamed became. Learning always, never being able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Constantly studying and never getting it true. Now as you'll say Janus and Yambres, and you said Janus and Jambres, right?
Yes.
Yambres, who rose up on Musha, so these also against the truth, unashamed, who have been in their lobs, their minds, are loathed in
Amunah.
Let's look up what loath is. I know what loath is, and using it from where it's at. Let's look at the definition of loath. Reluctant, unwilling. He said they was reluctant and unwilling. You put ED on the end of it? No. Feel intense dislike or disgust for loath. What did you have out there before? Oh, you had it with Dr. E? Oh, okay. Feel intense dislike or disgust for. Okay? So using it as in the saying, she loathed him on sight, which means she had a dislike or a disgust for him. So they use it the way you're gonna understand, hate or detest, abhor, same thing, despise. Okay? Let's go back. Now as Janus and Yambres, who rose up on Musha, so these also rebel against the Amat, unashamed for men who have been corrupted in their minds, lobs, are loathed in Amunah, dislike, or what we said other one was, abhor, hate, detest. But then look what they use. Let's go back and look at what they're using. Faith. Okay? Y'all see what this is? Faith. This is what they were loathing in, or loath in faith. They dislike or abhor or detest in their faith. All right, let's look at something. Go to the 11th chapter book of Abari, since we're here. How about that? They call it Hebrew, and only you use Hebrew if that guy made the beer. You ran up, you said, who brewed this? You say, he did, he brewed. Got it? That's not where it makes sense. All right? You like that? Ain't that right? You walk up, they got some beer, they try to figure who made it. You say, he brewed. See that? That's when Hebrews make sense. Otherwise, we don't do it. Or if it's the female, you say she brew. All right? It can be Hebrew or she brew, depending on who did it, right? But sister did be trans brew. You don't want that trans brew. Then they gonna want that boom boom. Mm-hmm. No boom boom, ain't that right? No boom boom. Listen to this. Now, the faith is the assurance in what is
Expected.
in it, and the conviction of the things that is not. You all said now faith is the substance of hope of things hoped for, evidence of things What is it? So we'll see again the importance of why you need to recognize and why you need to pay attention to certain things that people use, because you will become comfortable when we're reading and you will assume that preacher is saying Amunah, and really faith is the same thing, just like was is neek. Because they'll make you think that these words are so similar and close in meaning, it's just potato. We're still talking about a little round object, whether purple or white, come out the ground with stem. Potato. Just enunciation. Faith, Amunah, same thing. But he's clearly telling you what Faith is. They're saying it's an assurance. Yours is a substance. It says it's an assurance. A substance ain't necessarily assurance, I wouldn't say. And what is expected in it, and the conviction of the things that is not seen. Now the problem becomes Amunah. Amunah means to build up. Okay? It means to support. That's what Amunah means, okay? Now the problem becomes, let's see the 4th chapter book of Romans. 4:1. Romans. What then shall we
Say,
of Abraham, our
Ab.
when we put our, for our father, we just say AB. AB would cover our father. They put our father one, but ABY, transliteration, IB would be the same as our father. What he achieved according to the basar, the flesh. For if Abraham was justified from the works, he had not the glory, but not before Elohim. Oh no, he had the glory, okay, but not before Elohim. Yours don't say that, does it? The reason a little different than that. He had the glory, but not before the Elohim. Let's see why. 3. For what does the Kitab, they put Kitab for scripture say, Abraham Aman in Yahuwah, and it was credited to him for Sadiq. Okay, let me see. Here is the one working is his reward, not credited according to Khan, but according to debt. Now, it reads a little different, but basically, stop. This is basically telling you that a person that does work does not get paid grace, favor. You pay them for their labor. Okay? But according to debt, that's how you pay them. You don't pay them. Here go grace on Friday. You work 4 hours and I give you 4 hours. Say here go grace. That makes no sense with their word for favor. You paid me what you owed me. Okay, you paid the debt. Okay, let's make sure. Verse 5. This one be really good. But to the one who does not work, but amons in him who is justifies, in him who justifies the wicked, his is credited to him as his substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen, according to what they call faith. Okay? That's tight. That's tight. So what it's telling us right here, Abraham got nothing for work. All of his was faith, which means he did nothing for it and obtained it, according to what they're telling us right here. Y'all got it? According to what they're telling us right here, what would they tell us faith was? Faith was a substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. And that's what he was paid for, because Abraham didn't have no works. If Abraham had work, Abraham would have been paid for his works. I'm going with what they're telling us. Hello? Now, the problem I have here, when you're talking about Aman and you're talking about what they call faith, these are two different operations. We know that Abraham Aman, which means he believed in Elohim. But now we transition over to faith. Substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. That's tight. That's tight. That's tight. Because what they're telling us faith is different than Amunah. Okay? Amunah is the building up or support of. Y'all got it? Let's look at something. Look at the 26th chapter of the book of Barashit, 26:1. 26:1. Now,
There was a famine in the Beth beside the first famine.
Aratz. They use Aratz for land. Sometimes they use Beth in the land, but he using Aratz for the land.
Besides the first famine
the
that was
previous famine that had occurred.
in the Yamim of Abraham.
That's what he did in the days of Abraham. So
Yasakat went unto Abimelech, Malach of the Philistines,
here it told us he went to Gerar to Abimelech, the Malach. They put king of the Philistine. And what happened?
and Yahuwah appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Mizraim,
Mizraim, they call Egypt. We have no knowledge of a place called Egypt. Stay where?
dwell in the Aratz, which I
Stay
shall tell
in the
thee of.
Aratz of which I shall say to you. Verse 3.
Sojourn in this Aratz, and I will be with thee, and will barak thee, for unto thee,
Barak you. For to you,
and unto thy seed,
descendants,
I will give all these countries,
I'm going to give all these land, Aratsu, all these lands. I'm going to give you all these regions, Aratso. Okay. Listen why.
and I will perform the oath which I
I shall establish the oath which I shama to your Abba,
Abraham, thy Abba,
Abraham. Let's say. What we got? 4? I
will make thy seed to multiply as
shall
the
multiply
kukabim,
your descendants as the
kukabim
kukabim,
of Shamayim,
the kukabims of Shamaim, and shall give
unto thy seed
Your
all
descendants.
these Aratsu, and in thy seed shall all the Goim
And
of the
by your
Aratz
seed.
be Baraka.
So listen to this. See, he's talking about seed. Y'all seeing what happened to him? He's talking about descendant. These are seeds. Seeds were made to continue. Notice he keeps telling, I shall multiply your, which means you're going to continue. As, okay, like what?
The kukabim.
So this faith, I got faith, my seed gonna be like the kuka bean. What a kuka bean?
Star.
So I'm doing with faith when I got something to measure compared to.
See it. That's right.
We're gonna multiply. Are we doing 2 and 2, 4? Are we doing 6 and 6, 36? What are we doing? Like the kuka beans. So everything I'm telling you is something you can measure against. Something that's comparison. So if you got faith, you don't need that. All I need is just that word. Rich word. Everything he's telling this man, they knew about the seed. Your descendants were seeds. And I'm going to multiply, which means when a seed goes in the ground, you don't just pull up the seed, you pull up the abundance from the seed. Everything he's telling them are things they know. They have no reason to go with faith. As the stars of,
Shamayim.
that's why they want to look at that. These, stars can be anything. Like, crack star? No, somebody on crack, them crack rock, they be stars too. I mean, but he told a Shamaim, something they could look up. Because in Barashit, in chapter 1, they call Genesis, he gave them things that told them I was going to give them an ox. An ox is a sign. So the sign was the kukabins. This was a sign to you to show you what you were going to be getting, something you can compare it to. If you could number these kukabim, then you could number your descendants. But I multiplied them to such an abundance you couldn't. And shall give to your descendants all these.
Aratz.
But at first, he told him to stay in one place. Aratz. Then he told him he's going to give him all these Aratsu. Because your seed was going to do what?
Multiply.
What did he tell about Yeshayahu they were going to tell them to do? They told him the place was too restricted, too
That's right.
straight. We needed a Malkum, which was a place. So it made sense now when they told him, he said, your descendants were going to complain it was too straight, that they needed room. So now he's already prepared. What they asked for, he already told them. Now I'm going to give them the Russell. That's why I'm going to give them all these land, because they're going to multiply. Shamaim take, how many Kuka beans they take up just in the Middle East?
No.
What they
Whole
cover?
Aratsu.
So I'm going to give your descendants what?
Whole Aratsu.
That's why he told you we're going to inherit the Aratsu. So these stars we see, Kuka beans, we the only ones see them?
No, sir.
That told you, he said, if I'm going to multiply your descendants at the Kuka bean, how much land are they going to have?
All of it.
Then they're going to inherit the Arats.
Goodness.
So when Yahushua told the 5th chapter that they were going to inherit the Arats, what was he talking about?
Goodness.
You multiplied the Kuka. It makes no sense that you were going to stay in one place. I told you to stay in one place for a reason. But you were going to wind up going out and possessing all of these lands. That's right. Because I'm telling you, you're going to be like the Kuka bean. When he told him in let's see, Barashit 1. Barashit, chapter 1. Look at 1 and 1. Let's see. Listen.
Barashit, Elohim, Bara, the Shamayim, and the Arat.
So let me read up here. Barashit, Bara, created. Elohim. So it told us in the start, in the first, that Elohim, he created. Who created? Elohim. The Shamayim, which were what they would call the heavens, and the Arats. Verse 2. What happened?
And the Arat was without form and void, and Kashak was upon the Pani of the deep, and the Ruach of Elohim moved upon the Pani of the Ma'im.
Oh, let's say this. And the Arats, Hayata, was void, without form, and void. What did I say? I already said that. And Kashak, darkness, was the Pani, the surface, supposed to be the face. Pani is face, which they call the surface. So the darkness, the Kashak, was upon the surface, was upon the face. That's why you got the black face. That's how we know we were him first. Kashak was upon the face first. So it couldn't have been no white man with him before I was. He just told me the face was dark. That's what it was in the beginning. So he just told me when he said, let there be our or, and that was our or, that the white man came after me. Let me tell you something. When Yahushua was up on the two, you know he was reenacting Barashit. Yeah. You know what color the people face that were down there? They were black. That's why it darkened it. It was upon all of their faces. Those were people who was referred to as water, and all their faces were black. Right. These people don't know nothing. No, minister, he just told you what color their face was. Later he told you he referred to the waters as people. That's amazing that the water was black. Because they got something they call the Black Sea out there. What color is it? The Black Sea. All of it was black. They don't teach us nothing. They'll think this a race team. It ain't a race team, just the fact. He just told you in the beginning. This is a book that records Barashit. The reason you go back here because it records what happened at the first. Ba is for in, Rashit. This is the first thing that happened. This is the beginning. In the start, in the beginning. This is what happened. Kashak was over the surface, the Pani of the deep. Should be Bahum, what is it? The deep, Tahum. Tahum is the word for deep. And the Ruach, which is the spirit of Elohim, was Myrekaf, which means it hovered and moved. They just got like it was moving. Rakaf, Myrekaf means it hovered. When Yahushua was on the tube, he was hovering. Then he moved, because they told you that the Ruach Elohim went out from him. So he was doing Myrekaf. He hovered, then he moved. These people don't know what they teaching. They make a mess. See, they would go back to the book. They could tell if it made sense. That's why he made it dark for 3 hours, because all of the faces were black. This is he told you hitherto my Abba work. Why? How was it going to work? So that was 2 signs you saw. One was in the Shamayim. That's why he looked at, and the other one was on the Arats. That's what he was putting ox. He said, I'm going to put you 2 ox. I'm going to give you an ox in Shamayim, and I'm going to put an ox on the Arats. Everybody looked around, look there. I can't see on your face so black. Everybody's face was black. Kashak. And the Ruach Elohim was Myrekaf over where? Of the, that's why. That's why the book said they shall look on him. We were looking on him. With our black faces, we were looking when he moved. That's right. That's how you think the writer was, he never recorded when he left. It told he gave up the Ruach, which means the writer had to see it. That's right. The writer recognized when life left him. That's right. Myrekaf. He hovered, and then he moved. Verse 2, 3. I'm sorry, somehow we left. Come down. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Then, Elohim, I'm sorry.
Elohim said, let there be Aur, and there was Aur.
What does it say in Arbori? Ooh. Come on a little bit. Come on. Then said Elohim, let there be Yahaya. Hold on for that. Ooh. Should have been Ahaya, shouldn't it? Yahaya, light, or, and there was, they put Yahaya again, light, or. The Yahaya should be exist, if I'm correct. Look up Yahaya. That's why he told me in the 3rd chapter of the book of Allah Shemut, they call Exodus, Ahaya Shai. He told him that he exists. He told him that he always will exist. That's what he let him know he exists. So they gave it to him his name versus it's a characteristic. He let him know I exist. I always will exist. Mm-hmm. They put I am that I am. What is that answer? If I don't know who you are, ask me who I am. You don't know who I am. I am that I am. Did that answer your question? He said, it's deep though. It don't answer nothing. Versus you tell me that you exist and you always will exist. You're basically telling me that you are real and that you will continue to be. I live and I will continue to live. My existence does not end. So for us, let's go with see Haya. They spelled out there to exist, to be or become, to come into being, to happen to occur. Okay? He put these words of what James, you need to understand how to use this. These are James's words that he used to render that word accomplished. faint, fall, all the things quit, follow, happen, have, lost, pertain to pass, cause, come, break. But basically he just told us, I exist and I will exist. I occur. All these different things he told about now for us to tell us he exists and he always will exist is to tell us about, for us, the closest thing we're going to have for rendering that, it's going to be the noon. Because what we find with a seed has to come from something living. It does. When he Barashit in the beginning, he bara, created, he did not create seeds. He created whole being substance, trees, grass, and all these things. He told them to bring forth the living kai seeds. And the seed was where? In itself. So now, when he told us he exists, just like the tree, people try to figure, what was him first, the egg or the chicken, you asshole? You know a chicken got to be him first. Hell, an egg just laying out there for. Isn't that right? Don't make sense. So he made whole existing things that could create other. That's why I don't want no boy. He had to be a man. He had to be. And from him could come a bin, a seed. And where was the seed at? He told us that the seed was in itself. So guess what happened when Yahushua came and told us he was the bin Elohim? He told us that I came forth from the, who would understand this conversation? Somebody that understood existence. That a son couldn't come of itself. He told you, I can do nothing of myself.
Right.
He said the son do whatsoever he seeth the bin do. I mean, what the Abba does. So when he told them to bring forth fruit and told the grass years to bring forth after its, which means it was emulating the first behavior. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
New grass was emulating old grass. The son is imitating the father. Y'all got it? Which means it made sense to tell you I exist, but for us to understand it, you got to give us a son. Hold on. That's how it happened. He created trees and not seeds, not saplings. Because a sapling can't create another tree. So he made a tree, an ox. And a tree could produce fruit, not a sapling. A sapling, what you call a young baby tree. It can't produce fruit. So I made the ox because it could produce fruit. And they knew, people who understood, when you see somebody go take fruit and shove it up in a tree? When you see somebody go impregnate a tree? So where is the seed? So now we come back to figure, how is he a father and he don't have a wife? How did he produce a son without the wife? He told, how does a tree produce fruit without one? Because its seed is in itself. See, these people try to go, see, the spirit get you drunk and you get slain in the spirit. You start, that's when you even get dumber. Because all the things he gave us, doesn't that make sense? Nobody walks up and impregnate no tree. And the tree produces, it's in itself. So the Abba let us know, I exist. I always will exist. Because I can create. Where do you think these folks got abracadabra from? That's our word. I create. That's what they're saying. Abracadabra. Folks don't know they took that from us. They say they create when they speak. Elohim does that. Notice, they take a stick. Y'all remember years ago, old musicians did? They would have on that stick, when they had that stick when they would do it, wouldn't they? They would always have that little one with them to do it. He's a shepherd, he has a staff. See, they mess them up all the time. They use magic trick. That's how they make a fool out of people. Man, pull right on his sleeve and pull out flowers. Isn't that right? What? Man, listen. Man, come along with a saw and cut somebody in half. He did that with Yahushua. On the two, he was the Malak of Yasharal and the Malak of the Yahudim. He cut him in half. I create when I speak. Hello? That's what they said. The Title said he was the Malak of the Yahudim. They said he'd be the Malak of Yashral and come down. I cut them in half. And they still existed. That'd be the part that folk call mad. You know, they would cut them in half. They said, and they still living. You had the Malak of the Yahudim and the Malak of Yashral, and they were still living. And he separated them. They impressed with these Siamese twins. To come into being, to happen to occur. Okay? To exist. That's what he tried to tell me he was. Higher. Y'all got that? Higher means that he exists. Okay? He always will exist. Okay. What I had y'all holding? And while we was back over to the 26th chapter of the book of Barashit. Let's see how this go. What verse we left off at? 4? 26 and 4, Barashit. They call Genesis. This is what he said I do. I shall
make thy seed to multiply as the kukabim of Shamayim, and will give unto thy seed all these Aratsu, and in thy seed shall all the Goim of the Arats be Baraka.
And by your descendants, all the Goim, all the nations of the Arats shall be Baraka. Now that gonna work because we were there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why the folk got a Baraka. That's the only reason America's still standing because we him.
Right.
All these places, every place we exist, they don't really still hold on because we there.
That's right.
The fact that he put us in all these places, it gave them an opportunity. Folk don't realize even Lee put it, if it wasn't for the Yahudim, man, he'd have been blowed this place away. It wasn't for that's it. Because he put us in him. That's the only thing. Don't y'all know, folks? White people know how important you are. That's why you him. That's why they need you to give blood. All this stuff they're doing, they need you to get it. They know he'll keep you. He'll protect you. They know they know what's going on. You're the only person that don't know your value. You let them put the decimal in front of you instead of behind you. They got to come in front of you. You need it behind you. They keep multiplying. Every time you make 3, they come on, keep putting one behind. Your value go up like that. All the decimal in front, they're holding you back. Verse 5. Let's see what happened. Because
that Abraham obeyed my voice,
he listened to my
and
call,
Shama
stop,
my charge.
Call. See, he did it with the Q. So I mean, K-U-L, call, call. They did Q, U. Call is the word you're looking for. He used the for I. Call is the word for voice. Y'all got that? They put it as Q-O-L. So it means Q-U-L, because it's the U. Call, like bull. That's what it means for voice. They try to tell you that they told you that in Barashit that Adam, he heard the voice of Kul. The problem becomes we don't have a word for voice. The problem is we heard the sound. Got it? Kul is the word for sound. For them, they said voice. When I'm talking, you hearing the words, there's also a sound being made. In the 10th chapter of the book of Romans, he told you that their voice, their what? The core. Why he told you sound and not word, voice? Because it's the sound of it. When Yahuwah was speaking them, they told you, what did they hear? Thunder. Why didn't they say we heard the literal the language? We heard the speak. No, we heard the sound. It was like thunder, so the word is cold because it denotes the fact of the sound of it. That's why Adam told him he could hear him coming because of the what? The sound. The sound. That's the whole thing with our speech. Sound, vibration. It'll just say boom, then it's a the rocks are shake. So what do you hear? You heard it in there, right? And it started vibrating. That's what they heard with Yahuwah. They could hear the sound of it, then the vibration. What they teach you, when they teach you letters, what the first thing they start teaching you? Sound. They start, they start giving you word that was similar to the sound. They get you to pay attention to what? The sound. The sound is how you start learning how to enunciate. So what you think he let them hear? The sound. Meanwhile, listen, they pay these people for no reason whatsoever. These people waste our time. Because they don't want you to look at how these people understood things. Anytime you deal with kids, it's about sounds. They start getting them pictures of words that make the sound. I mean, they show you B, then they'll show you a picture of a B. What's that, a B? That's the sound. Just like B, you're making the sound of the letter. So what you think Yahuwah was teaching us, words first or sounds? Sounds. That's part of your phonics. These people ain't teaching us nothing. Man, I said, man, he said, I heard you coming and you were speaking correct. I bereaved. No, I can hear the sound. That man, you can hear such thing, you hear the sound of it coming. Before a car comes now, you can hear it and you can hear the sound of it coming. And then when the sound comes, you see it, you say, now you associate that sound now with that particular car, especially if it's a hot rod. You say that engine makes that sound. I know I recognize. Now I hear that sound. I know you hear that. You said, you know what? That's that charger. You said, man, no, that ain't. That's what they hear. Because you said, you right, because now they became familiar with what? The sound, and they associate the sound with what? Then they was able to identify the sound. That's the sound a charger makes. That's the sound a Camaro or a hot rod Camaro makes. The sound first. See, people ain't teach you nothing. They train you for school, but they ain't give you no sense for no book. Everything I'm telling you, don't it make sense? He would let you know because Abraham listened to my voice. No, he was listening to the sound. Because the sound allowed him to know how to enunciate and what he was associating it with. How you think Adam knew he was coming? He had to be familiar with the sound. When you come, you make that sound. Call, Shammah to call. I hear his sound. I know who makes that sound. Who comes in like the wind? I'm talking about, man, hold on. That's a Volkswagen Beetle. He'd have struck him down. Like your stupid self, they ain't even let him make that shit. Where you get this stuff from? Well, I went to America. That's worse than that tree he touched. You went there with them shadim, them demons. So does that make sense? Because Abraham, Shammah, listen, hearken to my sound and obeyed my
charge.
That's when you charge. That's that makes you responsible for something. They give you a charge card. Y'all not familiar with a charge card either. That's a card where you don't have cash, you can swipe it, insert the card, and you can get goods for it. Now what you do when you do that, you also say, I take responsibility for this. Wherever go, if I tell you, hey daddy, you use and you go use and do the, I'm responsible for that. Because that's my charge card. So now he told that Abraham obeyed which means I imposed a task upon him. I made him responsible for him. And guess what? Abraham paid it. He kept it. He was responsible. He took care of it and he didn't leave a debt. You're not here because of the debt of Abraham. You're here because Abraham obeyed what he heard. Abraham didn't leave us no debt. None of us here are suffering because of Abraham. You know that? Abraham set up a tuladaf of debt-free people. Any debts you owe, anything that you're being paid back for, none of it is associated to Abraham. This is what Abraham left. Abraham had the best credit you got. Hello? He didn't tell Yasakar, you finna suffer, and you're gonna get cut off, and your day is gonna be few. Disease and pestilence gonna come. Because of Abraham, he listened, Shammah, to the sound. And he, Shammah, my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my... Why he ain't talking about Abraham's faith? We can't find nowhere where Abraham in the right, where Abraham had no faith. See, what Abraham had was Amunah.
Come on.
Let me tell you why. Amunah means building up.
Yes, sir.
That means to support. Let's use somebody for likeness. Come in for a second. Let me borrow both of y'all. I'm gonna hold up my hands. When I hold up my hands, good things are gonna happen for these people. Even for y'all, okay? Now when my hands go down, it's not gonna be good for them, okay? So I just want y'all to pay attention to that, okay? That's someone now. They're building up. They're supporting me. That's what it means. Amunah means to build up, to support. That's why they held up Moshe's arms. That was Amunah. Because when his hands went, no, y'all let them stay up by faith. Just let them stay up by faith. By faith. See, that's you hoping to, that has nothing to do with Amunah. Amunah is not what I'm doing. Amunah is what you're doing. You're building up. You're not building up by you sitting around waiting on me to do something for me to do. Amunah is you're doing. That's why he told about Abraham. Abraham had Amunah. He was building up. Because he built up, he said, you can stay here. Because Abraham built in that place. By obeying, by keeping. Abraham wouldn't know why would he have faith? Why would he tell about his faith? Because Abraham just believed, to receive, to achieve. Abraham built up. I heard the sound. I was responsible to everything you told me to do it. Guess what? And because you did that, guess what? You and your descendants are going to inherit all of this. Because you helped build this up. Why Abraham didn't just say, substance, Lord, I ain't gotta do nothing, Lord. Walk around with my hand in my robe. Hope these folks don't think I'm playing with myself. Yeah, Lord, if you will, now drop by. I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna lean on you, Lord, cause I'm trusting and hoping, ain't doing nothing, just believing, receiving, achieving. Don't make sense. Yahushua. Why don't I tell you Yahushua had faith? He had Amunah. Because he was building up.
Yes, sir.
He told you to destroy this Mashkan temple. And what did he say he gonna do?
Put it back 3 days.
He said, I'll build it up.
Yes, sir.
That's Amunah. Why he said I'm gonna do it by faith?
Come on.
Did he do it by faith?
No, sir.
He built it up.
That's right.
Supported it. He told them, you take everything from under it, I'm going to build it up. That's Amunah. He didn't say, I'm going to wait and trust on God. Even if you don't do it, I know you will, Lord. Yeah, Lord, if you will. That's nigger fanatic, just make a fool out you. Has nothing to do with nothing. Amunah couldn't possibly be something, faith could not possibly be something we would have. It makes no sense. Everything we had was about building up. And ye Yedadiah. What he told you to do? No, have faith. Why would he tell you to build up? Because that's in support.
Right.
Why would Musha ask who is on Yahuwah's side just believe? What did he tell him to do? Hold on. What did he tell him to do? He told him to come to him. And then he told every each to take his sword. And do what? Slay who? For what reason? Why he say everybody on Yahuwah's side, you ain't got to move. Just believe where you standing. You ain't got to do nothing. Just let God. Let go and let God. Nothing these people telling you makes sense. He told him to do something because that was building up. Every one of you that are mine, come to me, take every each his sword off of his side, and slay his ark, so you receive a baraka. Which means they were helping to do what? Build up. When the Yahuwah told us that he had a situation to get the Philistine, who did he use? Shamshun. And when Shamshun came down and he was tied up, and they brought him in and tied him up and delivered him to him, what happened? That's tight. What happened? He got weak. No, that's earlier. We're going to go back. You here. When they brought him down, Yehuda brought him down. Yehuda broke the ties off of him. And he slayed him. You know what he told him he did? What did he say? Heaps what? I'm building up. Why you think he would let them in heaps? I'm building up. Right. In support of. Yes, sir. What was the purpose of him setting them up on heaps? Stacking them on top of each other. Like he building something. Because that's what Amunah is. It's to build up in support of. Yahuwah has an occasion. He had a situation against him. And he used him because he had Amunah. He was going to help me tear them down by throwing and building them up. By tearing them down, he helped build up our establishment. These people not teaching us nothing. These people tell you just enough to make you stupid. They'll tell you just enough to be lazy. Christianity is the most lazy religion in the world.
Yeah.
It conducive whenever you want to use it.
Yeah.
So when you got Amunah, it don't work that way. You got to get up and do something. It ain't about what Elohim would do. It's what you'll do for Elohim. Mm-hmm. That's why I asked, who is on Yahuwah's side, let them come to me. Why they ain't just come and that was enough? Mm-hmm. Why they had to do work when they came over there? Mm-hmm. Kill him himself he won't. No, because you supposed to help me build up. That's Amunah. That show your Amunah. So what's the purpose of these people giving you the English language word? It's for you to be lazy. It's for you to get comfortable and assume that the English language is the exact same thing that I operate. He playing word game. He's saying Amunah. Faith, the same word, is right there. He's just stupid. Your mama's stupid. Because they're not the same thing. It's just the person that we're responsible for putting this book together to demonize you. To make you look at yourself in a negative light and make you get something and do nothing and wait for something to be done when you actually got to do it yourself. Huh? That's tight. Let's say that the 5th chapter book of Nakum Yah. Let's see Yahuwah work. Nakum Yah, they call it Nehemiah. Nakum Yah. Let's find out what the name means first. Nakum Yah 5:1. I heard a man tell me, he said, you look at it, he said, you enunciate like knock a nigga out. Knock a nigga, Nakum Yah. Knock him out. Knock him out. Are y'all learning anything?
Yes, sir.
I want you to just see how far different. And the man clearly told you in the 55th chapter of the book of Yeshua, he told you that his Diraq are different than the Diraq. Yep. Why we think that their English words are the exact same meaning as our words? Yep. He said, your ways are not my ways. Mm-hmm. Your thought, writing comes with thinking and thought. When people write, they write their thought. What they tell you, get a diary of legend, do what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Write your thoughts. Write your ideas. And he said, your thoughts not my thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways. So why would you think this Western culture got the same way we got? That's tight. Because I know I said 5th chapter. Mm-hmm. So they put the 3rd chapter. Whoo, boy, I might have to start writing me a script. Y'all done messed me up while I was out here trying to tell. I'm in the spirit. Here it go. Let's see what happened. Listen.
And there was a great cry of the and of their Nashim against their Akim, the Yahudim.
Listen, Nashim for wives. Against their Akim for brethrens, the
Yahudim.
That's right, the Yahudim. Mm-hmm.
For there were that said, we our Beni and our Banut are many. Therefore we take up wheat for them that
what
we may eat
say?
corn.
That's tight. Look how white folk get you. You don't grow corn where you come from. What is the white man trying to tell you? Why would the white man just easily throw corn in him when they're dealing with wheat? This is what they use wheat in knowing when it was time for seasonal change. Wheat. Mm-hmm. The white man just eats corn in and say it's still a grain. Do y'all not know corn really has no nutritional value? I make corn chips and everything else out of it, but corn don't. You feed it to animals. The animals that eat it, it benefits them. You know, when you get an animal corn is when you finna kill it.
Yup, clean it out.
All it's gonna do is clean you out. Corn serves you no purpose. There's absolutely no reason why we would be eating corn. That's why the Mexicans eating they shit all the time. I ain't that lying. Listen, listen. One of my trades, I'm a builder. He been that last John spot we had. Listen, man, it's a big hole to go in the ground. There's shit all down the side of this thing, man. All that corn be shooting all out there. They can't aim straight. Really, it's not. Now, I grew up, we eat all them Chachio chips, we eat all that stuff. We ate Lay's, barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Wise were cheaper. We ate that Who Now. Them Lay's were high. We ate them Food Giant chips. They're right, they be the same color, they look like it. Man, you ain't getting no stuff, man. We ain't had all that stuff that we ate. We did get some corn. You ate some Fritos sometimes.
Yeah.
That was rare, far in between. And them Lance chips, y'all had them Lance chips like they were cheaper. Mm-hmm. But far as eating all them corn, did y'all eat tortilla chips growing up? We ain't know a tortilla had a chip. They all like, man, this is a tortilla chip. So hell, hurry up, we can get back to her before she leave. We ain't eat that stuff. They don't even know her chip, get back to her. And bring me my chip.
That's right.
I'm just growing up, you remember eating that? Growing up eating tortilla chips. Man, Dorito came out, man, nigga lost their mind.
Change the world, that's right.
Damn thing, man, cheese get on your hand, you try to wash your hand? Shit, your thing be yellow from now on out, man. That was that real cheese. Hell, you can put them things on a hamburger and mash it and just melt. I'm like, man, that stuff, y'all ain't got cheese, that's just dust. You blow it, whole Dorito white again. Man, our stuff was baked in there, man. We had that real stuff. Listen, for their word that said, we our Benin sons and our Banuth daughters are many, let us get grain that we may eat and eat. Nobody, listen, they trying to eat and live. Grain, not corn. They gonna eat corn, they gonna shit and die. That's just been, listen, I eat a corn on the car. I eat it, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna get nothing out of it. I'm enjoying myself.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
not gonna lie, I'm enjoying myself. But you're gonna be part of me. What you put in that toilet is gonna be from Mexico.
That's right.
That's why now you had to pump out all these toilets around here, them corn chips. Y'all can't eat that stuff, man. Eat a chip now, eat one down the road later. Man, we grow up, man, we ain't no tamale. I'm telling you, when y'all eat a tamale? You remember a bunch of tamale? Man, we ain't had that stuff on our plate. Man, that wasn't no collard green. They might have no stuff like that. Old folks had some peppers in a jar. Right. They might get something like that. They'll put it there and mix it up. You put on your collard green, some chow-chow.
That's right.
Man, nigga ain't sat right there. Man, you throw that pepper on somebody's plate. Man, they'll run you out the country.
That's right. That's right.
Different. Hey, when you from dinner, you remember stuff like that? Eating a tamale? Man, we ain't no mess like that. Spend a whole meal of Mexican. It'll never happen. I seen stuff my day now, a whole table full of Mexicans. No, we ain't had no stuff like that. Seen a whole bunch of pointed toe shoes with roaches pinned down on the tip of them. Never seen no stuff like that. Shoes turn and fold and wrap up at the tip like Abdul the Butcher. Man, no. Man, my old folks been ran you out the house. They seen you coming with that stuff on. All right, let's go on. All right, so they were trying to eat the live wheat. That's dangerous. I never did that to my raw. And there were that said,
we have mortgaged our Arats, vineyards.
What they call their field?
That's the lands over here.
So you're saying the E silent. See, this the U. We're saying makes an old. So Dothany, I feel the U is for hours. Y'all remember y'all say this? The U is for hours. Sedothany, I guess for the sound. Our fields, our.
Vineyards
All right.
and bet that we might buy grain
That we might buy grain.
because of the dirt.
See that? Where they get it from? Y'all heard what Jahi said? How many agree with Jahi? That's tight. They got it from Mizraim.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
That's what happens when you try to be smart in your wrong. That's how, nah, he right. But you see why it makes sense, because the reason why it's important, when Joseph, who they call Joseph, when he was sold into Mizraim, he became the second highest ruler. He told Pharaoh about the Kalamuth, the dream that he had. And he told him how he should put up grain against the 7 years that was gonna come with famine. 7 years they were gonna reap, 7 years they were gonna have famine. So he told them during that time period that they were gonna have that grain against the famine time. So when the famine came, everybody in Mizraim, when they ran out of their grain, they came to buy from Yahusuf. Yahusuf had them to sell them their houses and their goods, so he gave them grain. They complained to Pharaoh about it. That Yahusuf had taken everything from them. But Yahusuf looked at that shit, you the one hungry. You can keep it and die. He a businessman. You know he had? The passion of Christ. That nigga, he was a businessman. You got something, it ain't like the people didn't have nothing. Give up what you got and I'll give you food. So they mortgaged all their land, so Pharaoh wound up owning all of Mizraim. Then the white folk took it and used it on you. They use a corona, that's how they gonna take their goods from them. I try to help y'all out, y'all niggas ain't gonna listen to me though. They gonna let the white man train them and make a fool. Look what they got to do. There were that said, we have mortgaged our fields, our vineyards, and our houses that we might get grain because of the
famine.
Now, Yahuwah caused it to come on and they wind up losing what they had. Yahuwah will work through them to work. But that's why we come back and read the 15th chapter book of Romans verse 4. For whatever Nikatab was Nikatab for our what?
Lamed.
That we through
Endurance.
going through something, because we're going through something now without giving way, and through consolation might have
Your call.
your call. We have a wait with expectation. That's why we ain't burn up our money with these assholes.
Right.
Because we already know how this is going to work out.
Right.
They're going to use it against you, and they're going to take your goods. They don't even know why they're using the book. What good are they going to do if all they're going to do is help me use it here on these pews? Do I live in here in these pews?
No,
I live out here. Where that famine happen, in here or out there?
Out there.
So where am I need to know how to use this at?
Out there.
If this can't help me out there, I can't use it.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. Verse 4. We'll see how the Lord works. Listen.
There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the Malak's tribute, and that upon our Arats and vineyards.
See that? They done borrow money to pay the kings. Do y'all know how many people lose their houses from tax sales? Who taxes are they? Yahuwah taxes? That's their people. That's their taxes.
That's right.
So they can keep their rulers up on top of us.
Come on.
And they'll make people go to banks. And a lot of people, older people, have lost their homes
Mortgage their
and
house.
fields from borrowing money to pay taxes.
Yep.
When it started.
Right.
Most of them don't listen to me, you know why? Because they never own nothing. They're never going to own nothing because they're fearful. They're fearful because of responsibility of owning. But you got to get what people teach you how to survive. That's what I do. I teach you how to survive.
That's right.
See, these people with bad budgets, look what happened. They borrow. And that's how they lost it. See, you think borrowing help you? Boom, boom. You ain't got no boom, boom. You got to help something. They lost it. You going to give some boom, boom? Let me get that house in the field. Come on. Verse 5. Yet now
Our basar
is,
as the basar of our Akim,
y'all hear that? My flesh is the same as their flesh. Our benin
as their benin.
is just like their sons. Yet
We bring into bondage our beni and our banu to be our din.
see that? We make our sons and our daughters be our servants. And some of our banu
Are brought into bondage already.
and
Neither is it in our power to redeem them.
by our hands. For
Other anashim have our sadathinu and vineyards.
see that somebody else got our fields and our money, so we're not able to free them, to get them out. Let's see what happened. Verse 6. Then
I was very angry.
when
I shama their cry.
I heard their cry, what
And
are they
these
for crying?
dabarim.
And these words. Then,
I consulted with myself.
hold on. Then my heart ruled within myself and contended with my nobles. So my heart, my feelings overruled how I was or what I was thinking or what I was doing, and that made me contend with the nobles and the rulers and said to them,
Ye exact usury, every one of his Aki. And I set a great assembly against them.
so he told them, you are lending at interest, each from his ark. Therefore, I held a great assembly against them. I brought in people in here to see that these people had did their own people wrong. These are our sons and our daughter. We the same skin, we the same people. You know how important that was for you? Because we call Yahushua our son. You know, sometimes you get people, you say, no, what? You just like my son. You just like him. That's what they looked at. When they told you our flesh were the same, they were trying to get to see how was he our son. Hello? They said these were our kids that was in bondage. That's the care we had to be. These kids were just like our kids in bondage. What would you do to get your kids out of bondage? Then making yourself that these kids that are in bondage are your kids. How you think Yahushua came and got us? He told us that Yasharal was his firstborn. You Yasharal? You're not. But your flesh was just like his. And when you were brought into bondage, he came and got. Let me tell you something for a second. First of all, I know he answered, and what you're saying is figuratively true. Literally, no. It was actually talking to one person. When he told Pharaoh to let Yasharal go, he was talking about one person. He was talking about his son, his Ben. He referred to all of us as one. That's how you understood this when he dropped down verse 6. Verse 5, I'm sorry. Listen. Yet now, our flesh is like what? Of who?
Our Akim.
Like my brothers. Our sons like, yet behold, we bring into bondage and to be what? Yahushua told you that you were setting that meat and he was serving you. He let you know that you brought him into bondage, but you didn't catch it.
Right.
He was called a Ben Ish of Adam. We refer to him as our son because it was the same flesh. But we didn't realize we had brought him into bondage. Nakum Yah was telling us about Yahushua. Listen, they be our Abedin, our servant. Yahuwah was our servant. He asked them, he said, who is greater, he that sit at meat or he that serve? Come said, he that sat at meat. He said, well, I came to you as a bard. What was he telling him? That they put him in bondage. That you made me to serve. See, that's why you got a teacher. What would the purpose of telling you that the flesh was the same? Huh? The book even told you for this call, he was not ashamed to call you Ark. Why was he not ashamed to call you Ark, brother? Because it was the same flesh. We proceeded from the same Abba. What did y'all think they were telling y'all about? Then he told you we were not able to redeem it. The book told you when we were without strength, the ability to redeem, he redeemed us. That's what they would tell you. We were without strength to redeem them by our hands. The book told you we were without strength. That's why he moved. Because you did not have the power to redeem. Symbolizing to what? Abraham. Symbolizing to what? You just said yes. Why you say yes? Tell me your answer why. Loot. So Abraham died for loot. The book said when you were without strength, the Mashiach moved. Wow. He actually would have referred to, you could use recall, he actually would have referred to them coming out of Mizraim. They took a lamb and they took the dam. It was for redeeming. He told you, I redeemed you out of the Beth of Mizraim. So when you without strength, Yahushua moved. He right, recall is another one. Because he had a Ben. His name was Ben Yamin, whose name was Ben Onai first. Why? She said, you were the son of my sorrows. That's what she named him at first. Before she died, she named him Ben of my sorrows. Now you understood why Yahushua came. They told you a man acquainted with sorrow. That's right. Tried to tell you he was Benjamin. That's what his daddy named him later. He changed the name to Benjamin. He said, this is the son of my days. Hello? You see why it all makes sense when you're being taught now? You recognize it. That's what you're doing. So you recognize from sound, from attributes, from behaviors. You're supposed to associate these things now. That's why it makes sense. I'm talking about their flesh being, look, yet now our flesh is like of, hold what you got. See that Aleph, Malachim, what's that, 23 and 1? 22 and 1? Let's see what he said. Aleph, they call it First Kings. Let's see what they probably talking spiritual talk back then. Let's see what they're talking. This is Aleph Mal-Akim, they call. So they took the king part, that's how they got king. Mal-Akim, which is emperors. Listen what they did, listen.
And they continued 3 years without war.
3 years passed without war between.
Aram and Yasharal.
What does it say in that book? Syria?
Yes, sir.
Instead of Amram, it means exalted. They got heels there. And Yasharal. Let's see. And
It came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the Malak of Yehuda,
that's one, came down to,
the Malak of Yasharal,
listen there, the Jehoshaphat, the Malak of the Yahudim, came down to the Malak of Yasharal. 2 emperors. Let's see what happened. Now,
the Malak of Yasharal said unto his Abadim, know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still,
we be quiet, hadn't done nothing.
and take it not out of the hand of the
Now
Malak.
stop, hold on for a minute. And we be what?
Quiet.
Meaning they weren't making a sound. See, there's a sound you make. How do we recognize that? Through who? Who? In English? No, he said sound Adam. Who know? All he in the garden. Tell him what happened in the garden. They heard him come. Why you said that? He thought that was the right answer. You in the spirit? No. Let me use one for you. When Yahushua was up on the heart with Mushah, they heard the people and he tried to distinguish out the sound. He says not the sound of somebody that had come over in mastery, or nor was it the sound of people that had been overcome. He said it was the sound of folly. Because when Yahushua heard it, who they called Joshua, he thought the people they were fighting. It was a war, which means he was unfamiliar with sound. And Musa let him know it's neither one of them. It's not the sound that people make when they're in mastery, meaning, hey, hey, hey. That's not something. That's like, you won. Ah! He said, neither one of those sounds. The sound that you're hearing, those people are committing folly. That's why you need to know about call, because it lets them know about sound. They was identifying sound. Sound let him knew what was going on. He didn't hear no literal word. It was the sound they heard. What sound that you making? He all right. Now listen what he told him. Now the Malak of Yasharal said to his Abedin, do you know that Ramoth Gilead is ours and we have been
quiet?
We have made no sound. People tell you, be still, don't make a sound. Because a sound gives the alert that you're doing something. And have not taken it out of the hands of the Malak of Amram. Let's see what happened. And he said to Jehoshaphat, go ahead.
Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead?
And
Jehoshaphat said to the Malak of Yasharal,
I
am as thou art,
my
as thy
my
horses as thy horses.
He said, we the same. We the same. We the exact same. The people I rule over are the same people you rule over. That's why when Yahushua was on the tube, and it said that he was the Malak of the Yahudim, why y'all think they said if he be the Malak of Yasharal? Because there's no way to be the Malak of the Yahudim and not be over Yasharal. They the same.
That's right.
The people the same.
That's right.
See? That's what they miss. That's what they miss. Why? It wasn't written up there, was it? Jehoshaphat said it. It wasn't Malak. Jehoshaphat said that they were the same, didn't he? That's why the Pharisees and them said it. If he be the Malak of Yasharal, let him come down now. Because if he's the Malak of the Yahudim, the Malak of Yasharal are the same. And both of them rule over the same people. You see why it makes sense? Back to the 5th chapter of the book of Nahum, y'all. Amunah, what we're talking about now. Now he asked him to go with him to battle. Jehoshaphat say he had faith. He had Amunah. He went with him to help build up. Not faith. Faith he wouldn't have had to go. I'm believing God and believing him to do for you. No, he went with him. I'm going to help you build up. If Ramoth Gilead belongs to you, I'm going to help you build up. That's what Simeon did with Yehuda, didn't he? He didn't have no faith. He said, go with me to get mine.
That's right.
He had Amunah. He went with him to establish his. That's what it is, building up.
Yes, sir.
Supporting you. I need you to be support for me. Don't buy that stuff these people been telling you. Look, we don't went all off and start dealing with their faith. Are y'all getting a better understanding the difference between Amunah and faith?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. We're going to watch faith. Let's see. We talk about the flesh. We talk about talking about, listen now, and neither is it in our power to redeem them by our hands, for other men, honestly, have our fields and our vineyard. Why y'all think white people take away your stuff, you take away your goods? It keep you from being able to help yourself and help other people. Why y'all think they always come when the government sees and take your stuff? Now you don't have nobody to help you. They don't even know why these people do this stuff. See, they took it away from them. See, if they had they can say, you know what, man? I got that piece of land I'm going to sell you. Let me go ahead and get him out. Amazing, you can get people out of jail with land and not money.
Yep.
Why y'all think they keep so many people of color are sitting around and they're not owners of homes? They are renters. So now you need to come up with cash, what you don't have, but if you have property, you can put it up. They want you to continue to be renters because it takes away your ability. Y'all don't know. Y'all sit in my class seat. Go ahead and keep playing. You'll see when they take your goods from you. You ain't got nothing. They'll tell you, why you think this was written before? So we will learn to become owners, possessors of. I want to get and let y'all go. Y'all folk don't went to sleep on me. I'm wasting my time. Don't worry about it. I'm going to let y'all go. I don't want to force nothing on y'all. Let me tell you something. You won't make it far, though. You won't make it far. You'll be like some of these other people. They'll go out on their own and they'll try to create. They'll try to do. You won't make it by yourself. Why don't people saying it's not in our hands? Because they were separate? They looked at these people, have cohesively worked to keep all of us from being able to get our people back. They keep thinking it's a one-man effort. They will work to keep you broke. Church keep people broke. Church is a system you pay in, you don't get nothing out.
That's right.
Church don't educate people about owning. They tell them they're going to get it when they go to heaven. Why the preacher don't wait to get paid when he go to heaven?
Right.
So nigga, while you playing, mine up there, hell, yours up there too. And he'll blow his brains out and go get it right then. If he believe. All the people that got waiting is the people. Yeah. The preacher ain't waiting. Tell the concert anniversary till he get to heaven. It's tight. People don't think like that. He wants you empowered today. These people don't want you to have nothing. I try to teach y'all about ownership. I try to teach you about what about you having, but you gotta learn how to work together. That's what they were doing to get them back. They were looking at, we gotta do this together. Let's see what they do. Come on, next verse, I'm gonna get ready to let y'all go. Y'all people gotta get y'all set together then. Everybody ain't gonna educate. Y'all will see. Yeah, man, you can take that book, you can sit around and just teach people something, make them start crying, fall out there. They ain't got no power. I said, how you gonna use that out there? You gonna cry your way through that? What the white man do to see you cry? Absolutely nothing. This book is teaching you strategy. It's teaching you how to navigate among these people. Just tell me good. Don't ever let him get his hand on everything you got. Because he'll take away your ability to be able to redeem it. What do you think when folks take you to jail, what they tell you got to do? Pay your debt to society. How am I going to pay my debt if I don't own nothing? The only way they're letting you out of here, you got to have representation. Representation costs. If you don't have nothing, you live from paycheck to paycheck, how you going to get somebody that go in and know how to coordinate and work with these people to get you out? So then guess what? You become property of the state. You can't do like Jerry told him, get you a crown fitted. You can't get no crown fitted in jail. Let's see what he told him. Then I was very, you know what they did? Then I started praying, oh Lord, come by here now long. We can't redeem ourselves now long. I ain't mad with nobody long. Lord. He said, I was pissed. I was pissed. You know, so it's a sin to be angry. Y'all done heard it's a sin to be angry. Ain't you read that? I'm pissed when I heard their cry and these words that we can't do anything. That's why faith. Verse 7. Then my heart ruled within myself and contended with the nobles and the ruler. And I said to them, you are lending at interest, each man from his own. Therefore, I held a great assembly against them. Come on. And I said to them, according to our faith. Faith, substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. We have our, that's Amunah. We did it. I got pissed, and I said, many of us in here able to, we're going to get them back. You waiting on faith. Only person justifying my waiting on faith is Kevin. Anybody that do it is Qatar. Except if it's a kids or somebody. Or she supposed to be doing something, and she told me to give her 5 minutes. Clean. But you wait on in the faith from They God. Wait, this is what it says. And I said to them, according to God,
Ability.
the faith of Jesus Christ, we have
Redeemed.
our,
My King.
the who?
Yahudim.
Who were what?
Sold.
To the who?
Green.
And would you even sell your king that they may be sold to us? Then we were and did not find a word to say. Don't make a sound. Shut your mouth. Says, saying, sell your brother. That's why it was a mess when Yehuda sold Yahushua. He said, he'll sit here and you'll sell your own brother. So everybody kept silent. Who would do some mess like that? Huh? Let his habitation become desolate. Huh? His office, let another man take it. You'll sit here, you know what he tell you all the time? Man, you sold me out. Yeah. There's more to it than what they're thinking. Y'all see why faith won't work? Why the man didn't have faith? Why didn't he just trust God? Wait for God to send down some angel money. Why didn't he just wait on them? Why would they go and do it themselves? Because it was according to Amunah. We're going to build up, help them get out. We're going to support them. That's what white people took from us. I ain't talking about everywhere. I'm talking about the system. You know, it took away our willingness to help one another. Man, if I saw you don't know you land on the street, I'm going to keep moving. Because I don't know what you into or what you going to do. And I damn sure ain't finna start to find out. That's how they got us. Versus that humanity of us, the caring that we had about each other, stop and say, are you all right, brother? Are you okay? Do you need me to call somebody and get you some help? I appreciate I failed. I've been laying here. Let me try to call somebody. We too big. We going. We don't care. It's bad. We're past. I know it's so many people have schemed us and made a fool, and it's unfortunate. But there are a lot of our people out here, they just need help. There's a lot of y'all here, you got help, and look what you did. Got your own business going. Start putting, a lot of y'all, what? All you needed was help. Thinking how many more of us out here, people out here, if they just had some help. But they had somebody saying, I can help you do that to get on your feet to get you. How many more of us could be out here and be survive being more than just survive, could be prosper, be able to do something. Man, by the time we able to take a vacation, do something here, we'll be dead. The way they had us going, let's just be honest, you can't afford it. You miss too much time. You can't miss no 2-3 days, you done. They put you in a system where you can't afford to. Everything gotta go. You look at how much money you waste when you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You'll play when it's time to go somewhere. Oh, I can't afford. Man, every time. How much money you waste up on a weekly basis?
Right.
How much time in a month you wasting you blow?
Yeah.
You'll live your whole life to what? Man told me this the fruit of my labor.
Yeah.
Man, why my mama used to tell me all the time, you remember you tell me, I'm gonna take you out of Florida one day. I'm waiting. When? I took you, Joker. And she kept telling, I'm gonna take out, we were little in. I ain't went yet, not by her. I took her several times. But that because they work you so, they drag you so, they put you in such a system so, you don't get a time to break away just to think. I'm just being honest, just to break away and think. You're gonna always have bills. You always have something. I ain't telling about blow everything they got. But how long you don't keep living your life, you just keep sitting around waiting to do something and then everything pass you by. The one thing we gotta get done first, this salvation thing, I'm 150% on this. We got to get this right. Then we got to get this paper.
Yeah.
I'm playing, listen, I'm about getting that paper. That broke stuff don't work. That broke borrowed away, that junk don't work. It ain't no good. They'll come back to redeem. Somebody got it. That's what he just said. Somebody got better to redeem. How y'all, let me tell y'all something. When Pilate had the body, there was a man had the money going negotiate and get that. He had money. Who won't respect a man with money? Let me get that from you. What you want? Go ahead and take it. He had money. Didn't no poor niggas go get him. Y'all didn't pay attention that the man was rich who went to get Yahushua. That man wasn't getting him no broke. What them get broke, nigga? What you want? Who finna talk to a broke nigga? Joseph had money. The book told you he was probably one, but he had money. He was able to redeem. Nicodemus, these were people with position and with money were able to redeem. Who do you have with money and with position to help you out, put a word in for you? Yet your book told you to make you friends with. So when you fall, they might receive you. Y'all don't even look. You ain't doing no business. They don't know nobody. I know before I can call them. I got their direct number. That book. Hello? Your book told you to make you friends with so when you fall. Your book told you to do it. Why would he tell me that if I ain't gonna never fall? I ain't gonna get in a situation I'm gonna need. Why would he tell me that? Now y'all do, but see, cause you don't really do it. You do dumb stuff. You got faith. Can't do that. You gotta do what the man told you. He was trying to tell her how to navigate. You gotta know somebody. You gotta know somebody that can call and speak on your end and say, oh yeah, I know him. Excuse that. Go ahead and forgive that. Don't even worry about that. Your book told you that. See, you know what I'm saying? That Christian antics makes a fool out of us. Because why would he tell me to make friends with these people if he gonna do everything? Why would they have to gather up their money and they start to redeem them when all you need is faith, which is the substance thing, hope for evidence of things unseen? Why would they go and take in their goods to redeem their own brother and sister when God himself supposed to do it if you have faith? Because Christians are lazy. White people gave it to you to dumb you down, to make you sit still and believe if you pray, stuff just comes to you and happens. Magically. Don't happen. I don't know why you had to die. All he had to do was just pray. Believe God. Why he had to carry that cross? Why he had to stay up there since he believed in God? How many of us believe that he didn't believe? That he was shaking and he wasn't really stable. So why he had to suffer and sit there all that time? All he had to do was have faith and just stand there and had to go up there. Because I believe, it's just like I'm up there already dead and back. Just because of his faith. So why was he going up there to do it? Because he had Amunah. He went up because he was supporting. That's what the cross was for. It was a sign of support. What you think that's still there? To hold him up. Support. I'm building up on my Amunah. These people ain't taught us that. Because they don't care. Religion is used mostly to suppress people. It ain't to help people. I'm just being honest. Why he used them words? Why your mama didn't lock her legs when you was a baby? I'm talking about a fresh baby coming out. I'm pissed. I'm not knocking y'all, I'm pissed. I would play it, I would do. I want people to know I'm playing. This ain't the same tone of smell. How am I gonna be the same tone of smell when I find out I've been lied to? That means I'm still a Christian. I don't believe like a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not gonna let them duke me into something to make me think I'm condemned by their feelings and these folks commit adultery, whoremongers, and liars, and they still saved. Tony Smith he gonna burn because he said we're going to hell that don't exist, imaginary word they make up, and they raise hell all the time. They live like hell, and they gonna be saved. Commit adultery, lie, cheat, get drunk, and whoremonger, and rape women, and still Tony Smith gonna burn. How that work? Rape women, tell lies, steal, cheat, flim-flam, scam, and still nothing gonna happen. But I'm gonna go to this imaginary place that don't exist. Scary. Ain't right, but you can watch me for a complete service. You couldn't believe that. Right. Listen, if I watch any of them preachers, don't give me no repentance. I don't watch none of them. There's none of these people that I don't watch them. I don't keep up with the West. I don't have a Facebook. I don't give a damn what you're doing. You ain't my sheep. I'm only worried about my sheep. That stuff don't concern me. That's your problem at that point. You somebody else concerned when you out there, not mine. That's just kidding. That ain't my concern. You on somebody else's book. You on my book. I got to worry about what I got. Got time to be keeping on nobody. It ain't my problem. Everything my problem is on my books. That's what my problem. I got to worry about what I got on my books. I can't be running up. They talk about the man had the son, the prodigal son. He had another son and go out and hit to worry about it when he had down. Yeah, right. He never ran out there one time for him. When his son got ready to come back, he said, he owed mother house, let him on in and kill the fatty calf. Other than that, we'll let the calf keep living. Ain't that right? We'll kill it later. Ain't that right? Other than that, you can't get worried about that. I about worry about what I got. Y'all hear me? There's some people want to be saved, and that's what you got to focus on. Everybody here, listen, husband, wife, brother, sister, father, son, daughter, whatever it is, you got to worry about yourself. That first. I had two of my daughters out there. Don't you think I'm going to harm my girl? I will not leave here and go around there not to get not absolutely one of them. I will not. I got mine over here. I bred in the aura, then I got all the rest of y'all. So he'll come in and replay, and I mess around and run out there and lose y'all. I'll keep what I got. Let me tell you something. Everybody here and folks listening, if you're going to be saved, I'm talking about saved, not that fake saved stuff. It's going to cost you something. Go ahead and fool yourself. These folks here got all that stuff. Damn, you can't keep it. He'll let you hold it for a while. I'm telling you, let time go. Some going to have to break. Because he's going to try you. He's going to try you to see where you're at. And you got to be willing to say, listen, I came to make sure I was right. All you do with kids, anybody else, you ring them up to teach them. After that, it's all you can do with them. Ain't that right? Not hope, but you look to put enough example in front of them to show them. At the end of the day, you got to make sure you keep yourself. Man, you mess around and run out there a child, and he mess around and get that child repentance, and you be stuck out there. At the end of the day, I got to make sure I get in first. Everybody here got something you got to struggle through. Everybody in here going to get tested. Ain't nobody going to be saved going to get tested. Not absolutely nobody. It's going to cost you something. And it's going to cost you something you love. He ain't got time to go out sometime. I got these shoes I can't stand. He ain't going to try you on those. He going to try. He said, what are the ones you love? He's like, not them. He said, them the exact one I want. That's the exact one I want, because you jumped up, you read up on it. When you read up hollering, not that one, that's the exact one I want to get. That being honest, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You going to go through and you going to be serious with it. Man, you better always consider you and where you at. You can love something to death. Child, mother, father, husband, wife, you ain't going to believe it. They going to move. Man, you run out there and put your heart in them, and that man kill them right there on you. Let's get right at that door and fall out with them. And they dead. They tell me, they dead. I'm stronger now. I said, good, you need to find you a church. You put yourself out here at the end of the day, everybody here, you got to have a stand. If Abraham was ready to kill his only son, that's tight. Listen, he said, the one, he let him know, he said, I'm talking about the one you're hard. Ain't that right? I'm telling you, he's talking about Ishmael? No. I want Yasakar. I want that boy that make you tickle. His name was Laugh. Coochie, coochie, coo. He said, that's what I want. I want coochie, coo. He said, I've been wanting to kill Ishmael. I want the one to make you so tickle. Ain't that right? The one to make you laugh. He said, that's what I want. That one to make you happy. That's tight. You got to go take Happy up there and kill him. What you going to do taking Laugh? You going to kill Laugh. That's what his name was. He made him laugh. He said, man, that boy sure make me laugh. Yasakar. Yahuwah said, go kill him. That man took him straight up there. You know why? You know he took him up, right? Abraham said, I'm here to support you. He said, that's what you want? He said, I support you. Y'all know, why y'all think he took him up? I support that. He said, Yahuwah said, I want him. Yahuwah could have killed him himself. You know what he said? I'm taking you right on up here. I'm supporting him. I'm taking you right up here to him. That's what I work for. So let me tell you something. Don't you worry about it. He'll never ask you to do that. Because you got to do too much thinking. You got too much logic. Abraham just had what he knew the man told him. You say you with me, bring him up here so I can kill him. I want you to bring him here and kill him. Abraham said, He ain't got to worry about it. He said, here you go, Lord, if you want him, I'm going to let you do your job, Jesus. Abraham took his hand to slay him. I know the man told me. That's why he said, the man heard me. He heard the sound. I knew what he wanted me to do. It was distinctive. You told me to bring him up and offer. He didn't tell me, bring him up to my, he is, Lord. I'm to present him like the little drummer boy. I have no gift to bring, bum. No, he knew exactly what the man told him to do. I heard the sound. You told me to bring him up and offer him. You want me to bring him up and you wanted me to kill him. And that's what I brought him to do. And he stopped him. Said, stay your hand. Just like he obeyed to kill him, he's out held back. You heard, listen, Abraham said, I held back. He's I raised my hand to kill you. You know what Shaul told me? I will therefore, the unashamed palau everywhere. Without what? Because Abraham lifted us up, I swear I'll kill you. Abraham will kill you. He raised his hand to kill him. Shaul told him, we raise our hand. You want me to kill him? He said, without wrath. And please don't doubt him. That's how he told me when I put mine up. He said, don't let it be with wrath and don't doubt it. You know what Abraham said before he went up? He will provide. Abraham's hand wasn't shaking. I'm waiting. Please, Lord, speak, Lord, speak to me. Oh, Lord. He ain't doubting. Abraham raised him to kill him. Well, I think Shaul told you. Why would he tell me to raise my hand without wrath and doubt? Because Abraham had Amunah. Abraham amoned him. He said, man, you're right. You were right to do what you did. That's what I told you to do. Then I withheld you from doing it. Isn't that right? Yes, sir. Same thing he did with Abimelech. He said, man, I kept you from committing Qatar. He said, I held you back. Because I knew you had integrity when you took him up there. Man, we'd have cried and shitted all the way up that thing. Never would have made him. Come on. Mount way up here. Come on. Take thy son and kill him. Come on. I ain't even went nowhere. Been here 45 minutes. Listen, I'm going to have to kill that nigga. Nigga kill a lot of time. Well, it's funny, but I'm trying to get us to realize how these people move because the sound was distinctive. That's why I try to make sure when I teach us that you understand the validity, the importance of why you can't be hesitate and procrastinate when it come down to the will of Yahuwah, because he'll cut y'all. He'll cut y'all. He'll cut y'all because you're on our mind. He said, you ain't on my man. Told Mushah, said, smite the rock so the people can get water. He got pissed. Hit it twice. Water gushed out. Just went to running. Let them come for a minute. Get ready. Go on up there. Go on up. Hold on, where you going? You're not going, because you didn't know mama. He stopped him. He said, you're not going. He said, you can look. Musa told him, said, hey, you just let me see the good land. He said, I don't want to hear no more of this. He said, get yourself in the top of the hall. Look eastward and westward. Look south and look north. He said, your eye beholding. He said, but you won't go in it. That the most he'll let him do it. He came down, he told the people they kept going. He said, Yahuwah won't let me in. He said, he was angry with me for your sake. He said, for your sake. Only reason I did what I did because of you. He said, I wound up not getting in. Told Yahushua, take this people right on the cross you're done. Let them flow down and defend. That's what he let them know. He let them know, Yahuwah was angry with me. And he told me I won't enter in for your sake. Can you imagine that? The man got pissed and messed up because of us. He said, I wound up not making it in. But you go ahead and you go on in. That's why y'all need to appreciate this opportunity we got. Because anybody, Mushah should have went in. He the meekest man in all the Larats. Said, wasn't nobody like him. The meekest man he had. Isn't that right? Said, listen, all the Nabin came. None of them can testify to what he had. Except for him and Enoch, that's it. Man said, listen, that man, so I talked to him mouth to mouth. Everybody else, you got to follow. Mushah said, mouth to mouth. He said, just like a man talked to his friend. That's how he say he talked with him. But I cut him off for you. I let a friend go for you. That's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. Because I know where I'm supposed to be. I know what should have happened to me. But he wound up cutting off Yahushua and Mushah just so I can get in. Y'all need to do better than what you're doing. All this side whining stuff you're doing, all that mealy mouth whining, crying, and complaining. You need to watch your mouth. There's a lot of people that make it in just so you can get in. There's a lot of folk, a lot more deserving that should make it in than us. But he spared us and cut them off. Y'all hear me? He told them, say, it's going to be 2 in one bed. So one going to be left, so the other going to be taken. Yahushua, I'm trying to tell y'all, Yahuwah been tubed to us. That's the only reason I come back. That's the only reason I keep showing up, I keep serving. I want this understanding. I want to know it. I want to see it just the way he told it to him. I want to make sure I can hear the sound. I want the distinction in the sound. Even when it came down to Shaul told us, if it don't give a distinct sound, he said, how am I going to know what's piped to heart? Sound real important. That's how he said, I know the difference. He says, got to have a distinction in it. That's why Abraham knew the move. He could hear and realize, that man want me to go now. Well, I tell you what, I got something I'm supposed to do. I know 2 weeks from now, I'm supposed to be off, and I'll kill you now. He could tell by the sound, he want that done now. When the book told y'all, when you vow a vow, Shama to Yahuwah, you know what he told you to do? Abraham could have did it later. That means he'd have deferred it like your credit card. It ain't you don't pay it, you could do it later. He said, no, you pay that debt now. That's right. That's why we're here. How you think we've kept it existing? Because somebody stayed with it. That's right. Somebody built this up. That's why we're here. That's right. That's why we got this opportunity in Mashiach, because Abraham built this up. That's right. It was for his descendants. Yes, sir. So we could inhabit all this Iraq. We were supposed to inhabit it. And with us being here, we're grafted in. Other Goyim, other nationalities are going to be grafted in through us. Everything he said he was going to do, he's doing it. That's right. Who else could fix it to be that way? All these folks, they think we just him for a punishment. He had to disperse us because he told you, other people got to get in through you. That's right. Let me see. Yahushua told us that he was the door, the door. By him, he said a man could enter in. So if our flesh the same flesh, I wonder if I could be a door. That's right. So these people had to get in through us. That's right. They had to get in through us. He said the flesh the same. It's the same benin. These people had to get in through us. Don't let these folks fool, they're going to have to get in through us. That's why he dispersed us and put us here. It's just like when he told when Yosef told him. He said that what the white folks intended for Rush, all of him intended for our too. To be just like it is their young, to save much Goyim alive. Y'all be surprised how many people in here are not from the Yahudim, but you've been grafted in. That's right. Now if they had that slave trade never happened, how you would have got in? Had not Yahushua Akim sold him, how did he get to Mizraim? You were sold. And through his being sold, what did it do for us? It saved us. See what I'm saying? You see how it makes sense? He was sold into captivity, wasn't he? So were we. But who did it benefit? It benefited us. So now we can see how us being sold here is benefiting other Goyim, Hispanic Goyim, Caucasian Goyim, other black ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody not Yahudim because you're of dark hue. A lot of people are from other Goyims. Yahuwah fixed it that way. But see, you ain't had no understanding. All you do is keep hating the slave trade. Blaming who and for who. It worked for our good. Did Yahuwah, listen, when his Akim came back to him, remember he slapped the piss out of him? Started kicking them? Call them damn slave traders? Did he tell them, say, y'all worse than them damn crackers gonna come 1,000 years after me and do them other black folk? Remember he told them that? He told them don't be hard on themselves. He said, am I in the stead of Elohim? He told them, he said, that what you intended for Russia. He said, Elohim intended for our too, to be just like it is this June, to save all these people alive. Elohim done built up a goyim out of us coming here. We more popular than we was when we were here when we came up from the trade. We more popular than we was when we were here before they came. Because Elohim intended to save some as he diminished and take out some. Y'all got it? So you need to understand your existence. You think all yours exists is just you slaving. But you don't realize if you going back through the book to be taught to show why. We're here to guess what we're here. And many of us by our ability, you know what we're going to do? We're going to redeem our king. That's Amunah. I can't do nothing with faith. That's two.